Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Pyre here on the PC. It feels, based on the time that we've been playing, that we must be getting near to the end, but what's curious is that it feels like there's plenty of story and Liberation Rites yet to go, so I guess we'll find out together. Let's go ahead and load the campaign. That is by no means an interest in, like, getting it over with. I just... You know, my memories with this is a comparatively short story, so we looked it up and... Oh, hi, Bertrude. Weird. I don't know why we're suddenly into this. Did I save it in a position? Anyway, yeah, on like How Long to Beat, and then in Mr. Binky's playthrough over at Divided by Werewolves, they were done in a fairly trim playthrough, so... We'll find out together what we've got left. Here's Bertrude. Hi, Bertrude. Who says,
Good riddance to that mouthy wraith. Show us, then, what trinket she bestoweth upon us.
Okay, I definitely already got this, which is a little concerning. Did I not... Maybe it didn't save after I got it and put it onto Bertrude. Maybe I had to go one step further, so not a big deal. Let's go ahead and put this on. Yes, so this allows Bertrude to pierce her blast through solid objects. Yeah, that was the last thing that we did at the end of the last episode. We beat the orb challenge for her. Hello to Fun Bear. Fun Bear, I hope you had a nice Monday so far. Let's read a page in the Book of Rites. I think we'll see the words fill in if it's one that we haven't read yet. Like that. Okay, the Cairn of Ha'ub. How ironic that the shattered remnants of the Bone Titan Shaq Six Shoulders. I have definitely read this. See if there's another one. Maybe I read that at the end of last week. Okay, I feel like we have also read this one. Single Mind. Yup. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment. I feel like we read this one as well. Okay, hopefully not this one. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the two opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. This shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exiles is injury enough, the rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame, plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The Aura. Exiles bearing the raiments and this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. That's like literally the presence score makes it how large it is. Exiles can gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates for gain strength together. Exiles may cast their auras through sheer force of focus on this book. Alright, that's enough reading for now. Alright. Oh, nice. So Fun Bear has put like 4 hours into Slime Rancher 2. That is in early access, so what do you think of it so far? I'm always curious. Yeah, resolve the event. I'm always curious how early access games are doing so far. I'm curious what you think of it from what you've seen. Just making sure we're set up there. A foreboding feeling stuck with you since your arrival in the tumultuous waters of Sharp Shoal. Sharp Shoal. Some of it spreads to others in the group. An icy flow near the Isle of Calamar, sturdy enough for landing. Being stuck out here like this sure isn't doing me any favors.
We mislike this wretched place.
You decide to focus on pursuing your vocations until the Black Wagon is ready to move on. So, let me talk to whoever wants to talk first, and then I'll probably mentor a companion, I'm feeling like. Probably. Oh, it's Tizo. Tizo seems to be in the midst of a conversation with the lone minstrel as you approach the two of them. The little imp appears perturbed about something. And above all, he was very, very loyal. Fiercely so, in fact. All throughout the land knew better than to underestimate him, in spite of his little stature. In that respect, Tizo, and in many others, I might add, your great-grandfather was very much like you. Tizo seems to be asking the lone minstrel to confirm he is not playing some sort of prank. I'm being serious. Have you known me to be the jesting sort? Tizo seems to be admitting that the lone minstrel has always been sincere with him. Just so. Then please do not denigrate yourself, for you are not only his heir, you are my remaining link to him, and thus to all of the 8. And, more importantly, you're my friend. Oh, look at Tizo. Tizo is grateful to the lone minstrel for his kind words and considers him a friend as well. Hello to Grumpy, who... Okay, hello to Grumpy. For a second I thought I said Grumpy said hello, and then Grumpy raided over. It was actually Caroluna raided over. Caroluna, how was Mech Warrior 5 today? And Caroluna is saying blame for Caroluna. So, Caroluna, a specific question for you about Mech Warrior 5. I feel like when that game came out, people found it extremely sparing in its content. That it was just sort of bare bones, but then the developer did that thing where they sort of like patched it up and made it, gave it a lot more oomph. So you're playing it long after a lot of those updates and maybe even expansion. I don't know. You're enjoying it a bunch from what I've seen and read. Yeah, that's awesome. The Nightwings need you now, more so than ever. Then the lone minstrel turns to you. Is that not so, reader? Why would I respectfully decline? Everybody loves Tizo. Tizo is the party member that everybody would heartily concur is the best. Caroluna has lots of stomping. And hello to Moo. I got left behind. I blame Caroluna. It is weird, Moo, isn't it? That sometimes you'll be in a raid and it just won't come along. But I'm glad you're here now. And hello to More Than a Mia, who says hello to everybody in chat. You concur with the lone minstrel's assessment of Tizo as a most remarkable and irreplaceable member of the group. He is an extraordinary imp indeed. At this, Tizo rushes up to you and gives you an imp hug. Tizo is grateful for your kindness and your support of him. Tizo bounds off happily as the lone minstrel looks on. And there he goes. Thank you indeed, reader. Tizo sometimes loses all sight of that makes him special. A quality uncharacteristic of his kind, but not so much uncommon among yours. Once there was a time when he was the sole imp able to conduct the rites. Since then, however, other triumvirates have found imps with the capacity for it. They make for useful allies, no? More than willing to conduct rites whilst having no desire to leave this place. Although little Tizo does have dreams of visiting the Commonwealth. In any case, I am certain he shall continue to serve the Nightwings faithfully. The lone minstrel bows his head on his way out, bidding you a good rest of the afternoon. Tizo gained +1 hope for the next rite. Well, that's great. I do wish him well. Also, we've got a bottle up here. Tiny Tempest. Entertaining, but would unleash calamity if it ever were to be unbottled. Yeah, same with the Blob. If you ever get, a section of the Blob in a glass jar, don't open that up. Just do everybody a favor. Caroluna says, I don't know. I picked it up, MechWarrior 5, back then, but didn't actually play it until about a week ago. Blame SnowRunner. Hashtag blame SnowRunner. I think it was at the time. Well, I'm glad that you're having fun with it now. That's the important thing. As long as you're enjoying it now, like you got your money's worth, that's what counts. So I have never forged for resources. This is how we get money. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Am I making a mistake by not having money? Probably. But what if I... Hold on. What if I mentor our companion? How are we looking? So, Hedwin's looking pretty good. Jody's looking pretty good. Shay's looking pretty good. Tizo's got some green saved up, so we want to bring him into the next rite. Now, Pamitha could definitely use some more study. For sure. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna mentor Pamitha. I feel like that's the better way to go. Fine, then. Let us chat together for a spell. You ask Pamitha to explain to you in her own words the histories of the 8 scribes, and speak to how their varied backgrounds form the basis of not just the Rite, but of the Commonwealth. I did not come here to perform a book review for you. My book report, I left it back at home. My sisters, we all come from the flock of Triesta Tithys. Maybe we just don't remember her anymore. Okay, well, she got some experience points. Not enough for another thing, but that's fine. It brought her closer to her next thing. All right, let's hit it. Carolina says, I do love the Battletech stuff, so I should love it. Now, Carolina, the other thing I saw is that when you first loaded it up, like you first stepped out of your bay, it felt like the frame rate got a little jittery, and you made some changes that have smoothed it right out. Every other time that I've looked at it, it's been great. What did you wind up changing? Was it the resolution, the graphical settings? Oh, a messenger imp with news and rumors from the other side comes huffing towards your wagon, here in the dark waters of the Deathless Tempest. You let it in and offer it some light refreshment, as Ruki would have done. It's interesting that we see Ruki. He's very much not with the party anymore. The imp's message turns out to be about him. You learn Ruki's past transgressions have all been forgiven since his return to the Commonwealth. He was even offered a well-appointed home and a place of business. It must have represented just the kind of lavish lifestyle that Ruki always claimed to have had for himself and his extended family. Eventually, and somewhat reluctantly however, he refused the gifts. Instead, he tracked down Volfred's agents and gave them ample information, thus emboldening their ranks. The last bit of the message sounds as though it was transcribed word for word from something Ruki said. It simply reads,
"The rest of you better get back here soon, or else."
You thank the messenger imp for the report. Soon it has all your companions talking. Okay, so that's why it showed him, because it was from him. So here's Tizo, who says, Tizo is happy to learn that Ruki joined the revolution in the Commonwealth. The days aren't quite so bright without him. Though, sounds like he's doing well out there. It seems that Greentail himself has a conscience after all. Don't you think he must have been sad to have turned down a house? I hope he isn't sad. It's hard to believe he would have turned down living in that kind of luxury, though maybe he got used to it out here.
We understand this Ruki holds no small degree of influence, at least among his kind.
The news of Ruki's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. The messenger imp accepts some scraps to eat from you and rushes off. Hey, everybody got +1 hope. Yeah, Carolina is I think doing the Mia song. Not enough for another puzzle. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Calamar. Bizarre outcroppings give it a foreboding feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps? Wait, ravenous creatures, are they really? Indigenous to the downside, possessing few passions other than a fast meal. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a page revealed. Let's read about the Isle of Calamar, maybe briefly. The traitor, Calamar Rope Collar. Whereas he brought about our empire's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgave him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the Star's plan. If not for him, then we, the 8, would never have aligned. We never found the Rope Collar. He fled into the sea towards an isle, which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there we think that Calamar's tattered mantle finally did him in among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Oh, okay. That seems a little ominous. Before I continue, Carolina is saying the first stream of MechWarrior 5 actually killed the stream for a bit. The 3070 GPU really was completely pegged for a while, and I do use NVENC, so I guess it makes sense. I remember I disabled ray tracing and general lowering of quality, but it's been stable since. So I'm going to try some experimentation and see if I can raise it back up or not. So I will only share, Caroluna, when I tried to turn on ray tracing in Watch Dogs Legion, the stream absolutely tanked. It absolutely bottomed out. As soon as I turned off ray tracing, never had a problem. I mean, at the time that I played it, I think that Watch Dogs Legion still had a ways to go, and I would like to revisit it someday. But in terms of like just the quality of the stream, ray tracing really puts a lot of pressure on the card, so that might have been it. I don't think that I have anything that I can do. Whoa, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for extra special customers. I'm only joking. Only joking. You're the only customers I got. Got you again. Only joking about that too, huh? Because I got tons of customers. It's just, well, they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here, okay? Anyways, I just got a little something in here, which maybe you'll be into. Been hearing a lot about these numbers for a little while, so check them out. He reveals to you a set of twin rings, a jeweled band and a runed band. Oh, holy hell, look at the jeweled band, +2 in everything. Well, presence, quickness, and hope. I think there's one thing that you don't get a +2 in. Presence, quickness, and hope. Oh my goodness, and there's a set bonus to it as well. I mean, I can't afford any of this stuff. Thinking these thingers are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, you know what I mean? But anybody could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off me. Go ahead and buy them both. Buy them both, why don't you? Duh, I was about to get them for myself, but anyways, let me know if you want them. Yeah, no, I can't. Look at that. That's 88 for one and 88 for another. So I can't do math, but that's more than 11. So goodbye. Cheapskates. Should probably at least quickly. So who would we want to bring into combat here? I don't know. I just want to do at least a very quick practice rite. Like, not a long one. I want to get back into, like, the controls, because the stakes are higher than ever. Oh, and hello to Innertooth, who gave a shout-out to Innertooth. And, sorry, Mia did a shout-out to Innertooth. Innertooth, I didn't see your hello earlier. I hope that you had a great Monday. All right, who do we think we're going to bring in? Well, Bertrude if we can. Oops. Because Bertrude has a lot of green to work off. Probably Tizo, if we can. And, I mean, if we're allowed to. Hamatha could use some of it, but I really want to, like, do more Jodariel. Oh dear, Innertooth says that Mondays begin on Sundays for him. Okay, A to pass. Yep, okay, that's not cool. Dodge! Oh, I was completely out of stamina. Alright, I feel like I'm back into it. It's just anytime that there's like a few days between matches, I just... Let me just spend a little bit of time with Tizo, because he's got like a big leap. Oops. Okay, like that, just being a little bit off in how it goes. Blurp. Okay, I think I got it. Let's go back to the wagon. It's just the fewer rounds that I'm like fumbling over which button is pass or not is, I think, probably to everybody's benefit. Oh my goodness, hello to Club! Club, I hope you've had a great couple of weeks. I hope everything's been going okay for you. Carolyn is saying, from what I understand, NVENC gives better quality than CPU encoding, but the difference is so negligible that I consider them equals. So, Caroluna, as I understand it, NVENC gives about the same, give or take, as fast CPU encoding. And if you were to use faster CPU encoding, then NVENC is actually better. So it depends a little bit on what preset it is. This may not be accurate information. Me is also saying hello to Club. Yeah, Club, I hope that you're having... Yep, Moo is giving Club a kind hug. Moo, I really hope that you've had a... Hi. Moo and Club, I really hope that you've had a great time. Okay, not much time has passed. Alright, so we're going to jump into our next story beat. Let's commence the rite. Club, by the way, I've not forgotten about Risk of Rain. We still have it. I haven't played it yet, but I assure you that your recommendation of that has carried a lot of weight, so that is definitely on the agenda. Typically, Jodariel is always among the first to start making preparations for the rites, just as soon as you arrive, amid such places as the murky waters of the Isle of Calamur. This time, however, she does not assist the others. She has not even donned the raiments. Your concern is noted, reader, but it is misplaced. It is only that the one we are to face this time, Ignarius. I don't... Oh, right. Wait, really? Why did I come here to face this guy? Well, whatever. Oh, right. I don't think we had a choice. We had to come here. We denied his liberty before. It seems almost cruel to set him back, further back. How absurd that I should even care. It is simply that I seldom see those with features similar to mine, those who have survived here long enough to earn their horns. Now I shall go prepare. Soon it is nightfall, and the stars begin to shine. I mean, but really, how much more are we gonna set this guy back? We dumped him down to 0. Club has been playing some Dragon Ball... Now, this is pronounced Dragon Ball Fighter Z, right? Is that correct? Because not Fighters. I feel like I've heard people say it as Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I don't know why, but it seemed... but it seemed to be fun and wasn't disappointed. I've heard really good things about it. Like, Dragon Ball is a franchise that's so well suited to do something like a fighting game, and that one was very, very well received. I am not going to do any of these. Lord Gandroth. Your adversaries shall each have +8 presence, raising the size of their auras. No, I'm not good enough at the game to do that. Club loves playing it with friends. Yeah, I tried it in a demo, and I think it's like I just don't have enough knowledge of the source material, but it looks awesome.
As ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Calamur. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Tempers, whose ever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now prepare yourselves.
Yeah, the visual art style of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which I think is how it's pronounced, please forgive me if that's not right, it looks absolutely awesome. Like, they really, really nailed the art style and how, like, impactful the hits are. Those big, like, energy blasts and stuff. And that's the one that has, like, tag team mechanics, doesn't it? Don't you, like, pick 2 or 3 dudes and they're all on a team together? You can sort of swap them out? I feel like I'm thinking of the right one. This guy was very, like, 1950s greaser dude. What is that like? Yo. Hey, well, if it isn't Curly Horns. Surprised they didn't let you out already. Not that I'm complaining. Was hoping I'd run into you again. See, when you've been stuck here for, about 14 years, not that I'm counting or nothing, you gain some appreciation for the simple stuff, you know? Bit of a cool breeze, a solid meal. Anyway, it's good to see it all in one place, pieces, whatever. Jodariel removes her mask and stares at him. Why are you doing this? We have a right to conduct. Yeah, well, I conducted a lot of rites, you know? Fat lot of good it's done for me. Yet here you are again. Yeah, well, anyway, he throws on his mask. Guess we better get things started. Our kind, we got a reputation to uphold. Jodariel watches him for several moments, then rejoins your group. Really, there's a raid mode? I didn't know that. In, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Our adversary, Ignarius. His heart is not in this. We should be able to prevail against him without difficulty. Good.
Who shall stand together here this night?
I'm here for the victory, man. Yeah, let's bring in Jodariel.
Jodariel.
Let's bring in Big Bertrude.
Bertrude.
And probably Tizo. Yeah, see, Tizo's got some green to get.
Tizo. Very well.
Tizo seems to wish to one day have horns just like those of Ignarius. And he's got some pretty baller horns on his mask. Hey, yo, bring it on then, Nightwings. Let's see you beat me again. Yeah, no problem. We will. As the rite commences, the imps jump through the cavernous area. Sorry, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan, mere entertainment to these lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now, they offered a bounty in soul if our triumvirate proves worthy. Oh, yes, please. They would pay us in exchange for what exactly? And where did they get the soul, for that matter? My understanding is that they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much soul lies lost within the sea? Flashy displays of mastery in the rites which certain types of ints are willing to pay to see. Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real. If the soul could be of benefit, well, it really could be. Indeed then, reader my girl, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now let us not distract you any further here. Okay, salute the imps with the feats of glory.
Now begin.
Shoot! Okay. Get away from here. No!
A pyre has been scathed.
The club is asking, hold on, why does that Tizo look like the character from Ori? Ori in the Blind Forest. I am not sure. It does not share any developers in common, I can say that much. Not yet played Ori.
One triumvirate stands unopposed.
Feel free to go.
How utterly brazen.
Yeah, I would like to play, whatever it's called. Ori. Nope. I would desperately love to have that $20. I'm just not sure when, how we're gonna get it. Hey, you ain't half bad there, Curly Horns, you know? Shame we're on opposite sides like this and all, fighting over who gets out of here. Back home, I would have just walked up and bought us both a drink. I would have punched you in the mouth. Ignarius laughs heartily at this. Hey, that's what I like about you, Curly Horns. You hate my guts as much as I do. Now come on, let's see you stomp me just one more time like you Nightwings did up there on the mountaintop.
Oh, the fading glory of the great Ignarius. These days he is not
I did it!
an aging brute.
Be slower, Jodariel!
Spectacularly done. Perhaps you are worthy.
Nope. Okay, it's fine. Everyone's dead. This will be just fine. Did I get him? No, I certainly did not. Okay, so I know they want me to think that this is a shoo-in. Super isn't. Super isn't, by the way. Tizo, wake up. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
As per the sacred law.
Hello to Azric. Azric, I hope you're doing well. I had intended to look back to see if that stream had happened. I wound up, like, being offline through a lot of yesterday, but I hope that you're doing okay. The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Ugh, I hate these things. Go on now, get out of here. We're in the middle of something over here. Double dumbass on you.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some boorish spectacle.
Get in there!
That Pyre's flames glow.
I'm always worried they're gonna respawn right on top of me.
Now, end the ceremony.
Shit!
That ought to wake you up. The orb.
Go in!
And it is done.
See, the thing is,
Prevail again. Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
I scored plenty.
The rite is ended.
If they had scored like once, maybe twice more, I would have lost. Like, that was, like, it was a very fast-paced game. Azric says, I'm going okay. All set up, but yesterday was a bit taxing than I would have liked, so I just took it easy. Spent today getting ready to get back into the swing of things tomorrow, only working the main job, so I have plans to get into it after I get home from work, if everything works out. Azric, I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. As always, as you always hear me say, take care of yourself first. Like, I just want everybody to know that you know, we're always going to be here. Will Curlyhorns, what can I tell you? Guess you Nightwings still got a spring in your step. You could have prevailed. Why did you hold back? You really want to know there, huh? Indulge me. Sure, you're free tomorrow night? Jodariel scoffs at this. She dons her mask. Then she turns and walks away from him without another word. Ignarius simply stands and stares. Hey, yo, damn. Really thought I had a shot there.
Stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles.
All right. So, Tizo gets a new update. Oh, by the way, so, Club, this is what Tizo looks like without his mask. Is that... I know of Ori, but I've actually seen very little of it because I want to play it. Without his mask, does he still look like a character from Ori? It could be an homage. Tizo gives thanks to Habub the Swallow for watching over and protecting him. Alright, so what kind of upgrade are we going to get? We could go with, after casting his implode ability, Tizo returns much faster than usual. Already a big fan of that one. Tizo deals an additional 10 when doused. Wow, those are both really, 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 really good. I'm gonna go with this one, because when when one person scores, and now it's just Tizo and one other, I feel like it's very dangerous to use his implode ability. So, we're gonna go with that one. Yeah, Bertrude is coming up fast, which is great. What does this do again? Right, okay.
Until the next rite.
Moo is giving a heart for Ori. Yeah, it looks... I've heard two things. First of all, I know that it's gorgeous. I've certainly seen that in screenshots and stuff. I've also heard that it's, like, pretty tough. I'm looking forward to playing it for sure. After you and your fellow exiles vanquish the Tempers, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Tizo seems to be, unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, sir? Oh no. Tizo feels very fatigued and lethargic all of a sudden. I see. Then please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Tizo appears rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. He should soon be able to partake in light activities, I think, but under no circumstance is he to be able to conduct the coming rite. So I'm just going to say, this does appear to be story-related, because he had a bunch of green, like, XP saved up, so we did not use him for the last couple rites. Now then, I ought not to keep you from the stars above. Please go have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. Moo is giving Azric a kind hug, and also Mia is saying, my Monday has been fantastically productive, thanks. I'm glad for that. Mine was also busy but productive, and I will also just share that as of today, I put in for time off at the end of the year. It's one of those things that typically happens sometime between July and Halloween, and I sort of identified the days that I would like to have off. Fingers crossed. Big end-of-year event like we do other years. We'll see. We'll see how it works out, but that's the goal. By the way, like, I was about to ask Club, like, does he ever get, like, time off? I know that he went to, like, he did get a vacation, a trip earlier. It's just, I frequently think about both how important and how high pressure and exhausting his job must be. And, like, Azric working the multiple jobs, and for that matter, Moo, both working a job with her photography work and also taking care of the family. Grumpy, too. We got a lot going on, guys. There's a lot happening in our worlds. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Seek now your destination. Sprinkle. Okay, so let's see who's available, and then we'll see who we want to fight. We can go fight Dingo the dog. We could fight... Oh, I really like kicking the shit out of that guy, too. Or Sad Puppy. Okay, so let's take a look at Volfred's planner. I've learned that we have no idea who will or will not be eligible to go home. So, Chastity is up pretty high, and that's run by Sapman, but he's not around. So, Deputy Dog is our next target. They cling to the belief that the scribes are watching over them. I'm going to tell you what, if I had to lose to somebody, I'd rather lose to this guy. But... like, that kind of makes me want to save him, like dump him down a little bit, so that hopefully we can beat Barker or Ashpaws. So, yeah, let's go fight this guy. Here's the way I'm thinking about it. The longer that we go, the harder it's going to get. And if I'm going to lose to somebody, I actually really like Dalbert Oldheart. So if I'm going to lose to him, I'm going to make sure that it's when he is at his, like, the peak of his power. Let's go ahead and fight Barker Ashpaws. So we're actually going to fight this guy now, so that we hopefully, fingers crossed, don't face him in the Liberation Rite. Yeah. It's weird. It's like a weird respect move to fight this guy now. It is good to know that Dalbert Oldheart and the Fate are going at this still, as I once feared for them. Their respect for the traditions of the rites has sometimes held them back. He then shares with you what details he attained of your next adversaries. Dalbert Oldheart, an adversary who showed you respect and even generosity. Despite his advanced age, he also made for a formidable opponent, he and his son. The so-called Ulmer the Helpless, ever present at his father's side. He was abandoned as an infant before Dalbert found him and raised him as his own. Dalbert taught his son everything he knew of his cultural heritage, as a descendant of one of the Alpha chiefs thought to be descended from Jomir Many-Mane himself. However, his more vocal attempts to preserve old Kurd traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears or even roused the anger of officials. One day, he insisted on celebrating Fang Song against the wishes of his family. His family's caution was well-founded in this case, and he was taken into custody. Fang Song is an old Cur holiday in which a single pack of Curs vanquished an entire Imperial regiment. As for Almer, as his father was led away, he put up enough of a fight to where he wound up sharing his father's cell, and soon enough his sentence. In the downside, their faith brought them in contact with a pack of spiritual Curs residing in Yomir? Is it Jomir or Yomir Valley? In time, they became acquainted with the rites, and helped to revitalize the long-struggling triumvirate known as the Fate. They have since struggled on, at times flirting with freedom, though seldom getting within striking distance. Yet still, they long to find a way to return to their ancestral home and family. Perhaps the Commonwealth saw not separating these two, even in their exile, as an act of mercy. Still, our sympathies ought not to stray from our course. Good night, my girl. Oh yeah, no, I intend to crush them as hard as I possibly can. I want all our people to go home. You bid Volfred a good evening. It is too late to take flight, so you make plans to rise at dawn to continue your travels. Let's have a quick chat. Moo says, thank you for acknowledging our busy lives, and I hope you get the days off that you're hoping for. I hope that as well, but I also hope that everybody gets some time off, be it at the holidays or the summertime or the autumn when there's a convention they really want to go to, whatever it is. Hey, my friend, come join Judariel and me. We were just, doing nothing. Not exactly accurate, Hedwyn. She produces a bottle of some sort from her cloak. Still can't believe you got a hold of that, Jody. I have my ways. Pardon me. Oh, I know, but still. Judariel opens up the bottle and pours several glasses. Well then, what shall we toast to? Right now, I've got no idea. How about to freedom? You raise a toast to freedom, though it seems just out of reach as yet, you feel in your heart that it is there for you to grasp, one day, as part of the plan of which you are now a part. True freedom cannot simply be earned. It is no mere prize to be attained. But all the same, you feel that this group, of which you are a part, may yet achieve it someday. Damn right, my friend. I'll drink to that. And so, they do. The bit of revelry is all too brief, because it turned out it was a bottle of piss. And afterwards, you feel as though a burden has been lifted from your shoulders, for the time. Let us save the rest for later, then. Good evening to both of you. I've never locked in on a Jody accent. You go your separate ways for now. Okay. What's this bush? Downside Clinger. Fruit from time to time, though only if one says a magic word. Is this more than it used to be? Has it actually, like, advanced, gotten bigger? Alright. So we can look at the Book of Rites real quick. Celestial Orb. I feel like I have read about this. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three and a triumvirate. Okay. I feel like I've probably read that. Let's go ahead. Okay, we've set our destination. We're gonna head down here. If we see any other, like, stopover places, like this... The hulk of Ores. It has drifted here upon the sea for longer than one might expect. Perhaps you have already read of the doomed ship's demise in the embrace of the unfathomed plumes. Some say it was the sea itself which preserves this ship's remains. Hidden properties within the water, sea creatures binding together ruined planks of wood. Those such as yourselves and the Fate know another truth, I gather. The stars would not align over the wreckage if it did not have greater significance than first appears. May you have good fortunes there during the coming rite. Okay, so we get to choose where to land. Underking Pass is where the Lone Minstrel wants to go. The Lone Minstrel indicates that there might be rare fish here ripe for the catching. I could use the cash. An expedient path. So, expedient path probably means time for our vocation. I'm gonna do what the Lone Minstrel has to say. First of all, I wouldn't mind having something that I can sell at market, and secondly, he doesn't ask for much. Hello to Jab! Jab, I hope you had a great weekend. You touched down at the Sea of Solace, where you first encountered Sir Gilman and the Pyre Hearts. You soon shall carry on by sea, though for now you have some time to spare. Fish for denizens of the deep. After a quick chat. Jodariel has seemed more reserved than usual since her confrontation with Ignarius and the Tempers. Nonetheless, she addresses you. Tell me something, reader. Back where you came from, did you have someone whom you considered close? Sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got to have some reason that we want to go back. You mentioned briefly to Jodariel about a past relationship that meant something to you. She shows no reaction to the details, but you can tell she is listening. I see. I had someone as well. It is something that which did not end well, but there were times... She trails off. We had our times. She looks up at you then. That Ignarius, he is a base fool, and we have not a thing in common save a set of horns. Yet, here I am, drawing comparisons of how I felt at times back in the Commonwealth, while speaking to you of him. I am a little old to be having such thoughts, reader, especially in a place such as this. Thank you for your time. Do not reveal this to the others. It is a trifling matter and not to be of anyone's concern, especially not mine. Tell her that Ignarius seems alright. Tell her that Ignarius seems like trouble. Tell her that you care for her. Tell her goodbye. So, it is a fat load of none of my business. But I actually don't get the sense that Ignarius is that bad a dude. Why not give it a shot, man? You know, give it a shot. Intertooth and Moo are both saying hello to Jab as well. You suggest to her that Ignarius may not be as bad as he seems. You sense his feelings are sincere. Jodariel says nothing at first, but then she simply says, I appreciate that. She departs with a nod. Okay? Maybe a little bit of romance kindling. A little bit of Commander Bluehair and Angel Devereaux. The lone minstrel suggests that the sport of fishing may help pass the time as you drift among the undulating waves of the Underking Pass. Here it seems the fish are a step ahead of you. Perhaps if you keep at it, they will let down their guard, or perhaps they shall not. Keep at it. Why? Why not? What else are we going to do with our time? Rather than relent, you redouble your efforts against the fish. Hours pass. At last, your patience is rewarded, as one of the slippery denizens ends up in your grasp. We caught a dungfish. Reader 1, fish 0. And it's worth 83 bucks. That's pretty good. Not too shabby. Okay. Hulk of oars, here we come. What great little, like, animation flourishes this has. Like, the Black Wagon jumps into the water like a child doing a cannonball. It's great. Okay, Hulk of Oars. Oris. There we go. Okay. The Desraban was first of many river ships to... Okay. To vanish in the downside. Although presumptions of its loss were not inaccurate, the doomed ship and her valiant crew had charted half the Sea of Solace ere the end of their brave voyage. The Sea Titan Unfathomed Plumes was not fond of vessels sullying her sea, and split the doomed ship with a single swipe. The ship's own tattered prow would later end the Sea Titan's cruel reign, as the boastful Underking loves to recount. The stars themselves must have been moved by this. That point within the sea, now sacred, has the stars dancing in homage every now and again. Alright. Generally no idea of what we're going to do next. Oh, hey, it's you guys. Good, because I was just thinking I could use a customer, like, real bad today. Or in general, you know? Can we sell our fish? We can. Okay, I've got 114 bucks. That is not high enough for any one of these. And I guess also I should check to see who I would even put it on, because Headwind's got something for Headwind, Jodariel's got something for Jodariel, Shay, Tizo, only usable by Pamitha. Yeah, and Bertrude. I don't necessarily want to take away any of their stuff, so maybe instead, what I should be doing is buying some upgrade dust, yeah? Okay. I've got 61. No, sorry. I've got 114. That means that I would like to spend somewhat less than 60 apiece so I can get 2 things. Yeah, if I buy this one and this one, I can afford these, and that's +7 instead of just +5 if I buy that one. So let's buy that. Let's buy that. Okay, I have 40 left over. Yeah, let me try to save up another $4 and I'll get a scoop of Stardust. Oh, I guess I could sell something else that I might also have, but let's spend the upgrade dust that we have. Yeah. Okay, so he's got a rank 8, 7, 7. Okay, so I feel like Jodariel and Tizo are going to get the most bang for our buck. Farther and faster than usual. Yeah. All right. Let's do an upgrade. We got a +4 and a +3. Well, I like Tizo, but I like Jodariel more. So we're going to give Jodariel the +4 and watch her be the one that goes home this time. Hold on. 21%. Yeah. Let's do it. And then for Tizo, we'll give him the +3. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, look at that. From -35 to -50. He can basically hop for days now. Is there anything else here that I'd want to sell to get that last other thing? I mean, I kind of like all these, even if I'm not going to use them right now. Yeah, I don't want to sell anything yet. Oh, look, Tizo's unwell. Okay, so Tizo can't play. That's fine. I don't regret what I gave him. Yeah, okay, it looks like everybody else will be eligible. So, before we go, who do we think is going to be in the fight? Probably Bertrude, because she still has some green. We could bring in Pamitha and Shay. No, Hedwyn has more green. Yeah, so I'm thinking Hedwyn, Bertrude, and then who's lower? Pamitha and Shay. Pamitha. Okay, so we're going to try to get Pamitha, Bertrude, and Hedwyn in there. All right, commence the rite. Let's hit it. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the raiments of the rites approaches you and Volfred. You at first presume it for one of your next adversaries, the Fate, but he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts, something you have never seen him do. You observe the colors he wears, an inverse of the Nightwings.
Volfred Sanderwood, it has been a while.
No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. Look at this dude. I don't have a...
It can.
You perished. I watched you fall.
You did.
I grieved for years. This is like a big twist advancement of a story we know nothing about. I grieved for years, yet now you live.
I do. Although these horns, they go long ere I could walk again.
Unbelievable. Then why are you here now, Oralek?
You know full well, Volfred, to reclaim what is mine by right.
The demon Oralek leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life and seem to set the sky aflame. Hey, Volfred, is there anyone you want to introduce us to? Seriously though, did I, have we met that dude before? Because it doesn't seem familiar. Your adversaries shall each have plus 50% stamina for use with their abilities. No. I'm just playing a big coward run. Maybe on like a higher difficulty playthrough or something, we'd do that. But yeah, I frequently think about how much I love it when... Oh, hold on.
What lunacy is this? 'Twould appear the Nightwings are to stand against themselves this time around. This is a mutiny, in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face, Oralek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. and I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
What happened to the fate? The stars showed we were to face them.
They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort.
Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Orlak.
Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Volfred.
You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. You know it to be true. Orlak says nothing for a time, then...
Wear your raiments, Volfred.
I have refused to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you.
And to elude the voice, I would suppose.
Described within the book, it calls you during the rites and reminds you of your exile. Is that the dude who just, like, walked out? Basically Homer Simpson, like, that's it, I'm out of here? Yes, that too.
I see. You never were very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new lot of yours is any better.
You cannot be serious. What sense is there in us standing against each other? But Orlak puts on his mask and stands ready.
I shall crush this lot of yours, Volfred. You shall see that I am not so easily discarded, and that you shall not deny my liberty again.
Carolyn is saying, Coward Run? Like, you mean every playthrough I do of every game? I don't know, Carolina. I've seen you take some pretty daring risks in SnowRunner. Reader, the adversary whom we face, Orlak, he is not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites, even at the time, and so, beware. There was no one in his day who could prevail against him, and he appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give in this. I wish I had foreseen this. Bum-ba-da-bum. Okay, so... Okay, so I'd like to bring in Bertrude for sure, because she's the lowest. Okay, so Pamitha will hit her next stride if we do this. So that's a very strong choice for Pamitha. After that, yeah, Tizo is unwell, and then Headwind. Yep. Okay. So I know that I probably looked at that, but I got distracted by the Silver Spoon story that we've got going on in the background. Yeah, I think so. Jab tries to take methodical smart plays and avoid hero runs when I can. And you're just saying, smart, SMRT. That Orlak, whoever he is, he's still our adversary here. Let's put his pyre out.
Such a triumvirate you have assembled, Volfred. Then let us see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings!
Dodge! Well... yeah, okay. Yowza wowza. This is, okay, just anywhere else then. Have Pamitha banish 2 adversaries. Well, I'll do my best. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
You must be the one whom Volfred Sandalwood chose to replace me.
No, look, I don't know who you are, but Volfred hasn't done anything like that. That isn't why I'm here.
Nonsense! Do not lie to me. When first I learned the Nightwings had reformed with some forgotten boy now at the helm, this I needed to see for myself. And here we have it then.
It sounds like you've got me figured out.
Disappointing. that Wolfred would take sides with someone such as this.
Okay, that's fine then. Just have it. Just right in. Okay. Don't you dare. No! You get away! Urgh. Okay, I'm out of stamina. Not a great call! Fuck! Okay, this is fine. Ah! Oh! He sat on my headwind! He banished headwind as soon as he appeared. What the fuck? I don't even know what button that was, honestly. Don't throw that in my fucking pyre! God damn it! Oh, sorry. Hello to Patikin. Sorry, I'm about to lose this, so I'm a little bit heated. It's really hard. Hello to Patikin and Innertooth. Patikin, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great time. I'm so sorry. Was it Fall Guys today? Or was today... I know that you were going to start something brand new, and it was just a busy day at work, so I didn't get a chance to see it. Oh, that's right. It was the debut of Saints Row. So, Patikin, Saints Row, better? Better than it was? Is it, like, improved over the release date? Yeah, Mia's asking how you're digging it. I'm very curious as well. Son of a... Come on, Headwind. We gotta play for time, buddy. Fuck off! God damn it! Okay. I don't even know what button that was! Ugh. What even was that? Guys, this is it. We're gonna lose this one. Okay, what is it that's suddenly causing my dudes to, like, bounce around? Because... Oh my god. That's a shitty jump! Oh my god. They're so aggressive. Yeah, that's it. Dude, these guys smoked me. Patikin is enjoying the game. He says Saints Row, so lots of shenanigans. Me is very excited to hear that. Hello to Blobbity Blah. Blobbity Blah, I know that... Oh, wait. There's two birthdays. Patikin, it was your birthday. I said it on Twitter, but again, I hope that you had a great birthday. happy birthday. I want you to hear it from me. And also, blah, blah, blah. It's also blah, blah, blah's birthday. Blah, blah, blah. I hope that you're having a great birthday. And hello to Mr. Scratch. Yeah, no, Patikin says it was yesterday. No, I know, but nonetheless, you and the Nightwings may have experienced your first defeat, but this is not the end. Rather, this is an opportunity for you and your fellow exiles to press onward. Bertrude, for example, has learned a valuable lesson this night. A rush of enlightenment gained from surviving a tough situation, awarded only this one time. So too is Pamitha, not in spite of this setbacks with the true Nightwings, but because of it. And Hedwyn is no exception. He has gained more insight here as well. Your fellow exiles shall gain enlightenment and learn and grow from what transpired. And your story shall continue. The choice of whether to accept such outcomes now and all throughout your quest is to be yours alone. No, whatever happens, happens.
As expected, you call yourselves the Nightwings, but you are only in name. And as for the rites, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this, a stain upon the legacy of the scribes.
Volfred looks on as Orlek departs without another word.
Orlek, forgive me.
Okay. Yay. Pity experience. Okay, we got an upgrade. Good a time as any to say thanks for having me along on this strange little journey of yours, Rita darling. Okay, so what do we like? Permanently gains +8 quickness. That probably would have helped in this last one. Press Y to salute during her right. After saluting her adversaries, Pamitha instantly switches places with her nearest ally. I'm gonna go with the place at +8 quickness. I feel like that's a smart one to get. Oh, look, she was so close. She was so close to her next round, her next upgrade. Blah, blah, blah says, to answer your inquiry, I think the job interview went well, fingers crossed. Blah, 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 fingers crossed here as well. I really hope that you nail it. Yeah, Mr. Scratch, I hope you had a great weekend. Mr. Scratch is saying hello to Innertooth and Mia. Orlek, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we traveled then.
I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Reader, as you can see, Orlek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how this all affects our plan. Reader, madam, Orlek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp, a doleful tale. Volfred shall tell you more of him in good due time, of that I have no doubt. For now, it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. There, deep in the infinite dark, once more you see a single star shining brighter than the rest. The path to freedom. Looks like we're set up for our next Liberation Rite, if I'm reading it. Solium, here we go. Awesome, everybody's giving Blah 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 some kind hugs. Thank you guys very much. Once more then, unto the fall of Solium. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the stars present, so much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars with the high-wing remnants, the passing of more sentences of exile than ever before for increasingly more dubious causes, the burning of books, the outlawing of literacy, these are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it soon enough. Volfred, sir, what of Orlek? Volfred says nothing in response, at first, but then... Orlek appears to have his own agenda now. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let us all rest up a bit, if possible, this night. We fly at break of dawn.
Speaking of like, well, nothing in particular, I was just suddenly reminded of the fact that Ashley Birch did a big fundraiser this past weekend and had a lot of like other voice actors on as special guests, played through a whole chunk of Horizon Zero Dawn where she plays the main character, so that was fun. I didn't get to see very much of it, and I was extremely disappointed to find that it did not appear to be archived on her channel, but that was pretty awesome. Moo says, LOL, if you want something done right, do it yourself, right? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, blah, blah, blah did a hug to blah, blah, blah. Well, it's the hug that always goes right. It's difficult to miss. Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Orlek. Tizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Orlek again. Like Volfred, he thought for sure that Orlek had perished long ago. Tizo is angry that Orlek acted so unfriendly with everyone. Then the little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up into the rafters. Alright, well, we will continue the journey. So, that's the first rite that we've lost. It didn't feel great. Maybe that's just one that is extremely difficult and it is intended for you to have a lot of difficulty with, but they just ran circles around me. I've always felt like my play in the rites is super basic, but I don't really know how to improve that. So we've got two choices as usual. He says Hedwyn shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. Well, Hedwyn isn't necessarily going to be in the next one because we just did one with him. You sense Bertrude shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. Actually, I don't remember which is which. So, Bertrude has been lower than everybody, so why not? You land amid the old masonry of Mount Elodial, at whose summit awaits the Liberation Rite. Thus begins our third ascent to the fall of Solium. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. Okay, just making sure that we didn't have like a prize or something. With some time to spare after having landed, you joined Bertrude on a brief expedition to the monument of Ha'ub the Swallow.
We do not fear thee. We do not worship thee. We seek to understand thee. We accept thy power and thy gift, for through our actions we extend thy influence.
Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Ha'ub the Swallow has shown you favor. It really wants me to remind me that he's one of the 8 scribes. You shall soon begin your ascent, though there is time yet to pursue your vocations. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Bertrude gets +1 quickness. I would like to study in private, I think. We're going to unlock a new permanent bonus for everybody. Okay, +1 quickness, please. I want more quickness for everybody. You concentrate on your knowledge of the 8 scribes and how together they compose the Book of Rites, among their many feats. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Alright, celerity, +1 quickness. Oh, hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. I hope you had a great weekend. Oh, hold on, we've got Bertrude going on here. You approach Bertrude just as she is finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exile have collected during your travels through the downside. By the way, before I read this, has anybody else had a mysterious uptick of brand new follows on Twitch from accounts that were created moments before they followed? In other words, you're offline. Moo is also saying hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. You're offline. Maybe you check your Twitch page. Suddenly, you've got another follow, maybe 2. And when you click on them, those accounts on Twitch were made like 3 minutes earlier. That doesn't seem right. And I've mostly been taking to having those accounts banned, but I didn't know if anybody else knew what was going that. Kirluna said, I had that way back, typically 5x5. Patikin also had that a few months ago, but it stopped. Yeah, that's been happening around here lately. And that's why, like, I'm glad when, like, we get a follow from somebody like Solid Chrome Hickey and they say something like a human being would. It's awesome. Because some of those others, it's like, are these bots or what? And I think we know the answer to that.
The evidence of thy travails, how brazenly ye put them on display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow ye.
She lets out a long breath.
Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. Know, reading one, that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange, an exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth, and he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed, oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then that we first began collecting samples of the regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long we had studied this accursed place, Black Basin, the chaos of the deathless tempest, the richness of the bogs of flagging hands, lands so far away, and yet they called to us. If molten Milithay was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely 'twas not beyond the reckoning of that we could do the same. Furthermore,
but she hesitates.
It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now.
She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Volfred, yet you sense she is here by choice. So, Intertooth asked... Oh, and Mr. Scratch also said hello. Mia asked, what does 5x5 mean? Intertooth said it's 5x5. Blah, blah, blah said 25. Intertooth gave a fun emote that sort of looks like an Ewok wearing a koala bear costume, which is interesting when you think of what an Ewok looks like. Carolina says every time somebody followed, there were typically 5 follows within, I think, seconds. Blah, blah, blah. Carolina saying blah, blah, blah. Not quite Patikin. I did before the fire, though. Oh, have 5 phones, was it? Okay. Oh, hold on. We've got a new thing. A Solishell, a sparkly thing in its center, is in fact its heart, which it airs out from time to time. If I could take my heart out, I don't think that I would do it. Kind of want to keep that somewhere where I know where it is. Okay, continue your journey. So... Oh, I saw like another thing down here, but it doesn't look like we can go there. So the Temple High Road, where Shay shall gain a favor, or the Temple Cistern, where Pamitha shall gain a favor. Pamitha we just had, so let's see. I think that if possible, we'd like to bring Shay along in our next rite. Now, Carolina, but this can't be right. You couldn't have had 30 phones, right? While traversing the quiet solitude on the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Jomur Manymane, and Shay happens to take notice. Thanks be to each of you 8 scribes, for it is you who have united us together in this, your most sacred tradition. The path and the outcome are the same, is that not so? But I need not ask, for I am sure of it, and so I shall follow unflinchingly the path you have prepared for me. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Jomur Manymane has shown you favor. Hey, +2 presents, I'll take it. So we will not have a chance to talk about it very much today, but last night was the season finale of the most recent episode of season of Big Brother US, and it was one for the ages. Many people, us included, are calling it one of the best seasons of all time. It really knocked it out of the park. It was great. You and your companions arrive at the Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone. Shall we, reader? The minstrel leads you toward his counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you again, Tariq. Greetings, Celeste. Aye, we have returned. The stars shine darkly in these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more. Now, they are ready for you. Then come forth, each of you in turn. Please state your name and what it is that you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Wait, you. She points to Bertrude. You are new amongst the group. You shall go first. Please do as she asks, Bertrude, madam.
We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Sandalwood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out.
The Gate Guardian acknowledges her and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so, as before, including you. Once you all have declared yourselves, she regards you all for another moment and beckons on towards the mountain's top. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Thank you, Celeste. Until the summit, Tariq. Caroluna did have that many phones. He is interested in phones. Inner2 says, don't get him started on calculators. Oh, and Moo was saying that Caroluna has a phone fetish, which Caroluna is agreeing with. Inner2 is saying objects are not there anymore, but the knowledge and fetish are still there. Most objects can be replaced. I'm just happy we still have a Caroluna. Yes, very much agreed. I think sometimes, what if there was some sort of an electrical fault and we lost everything? And yeah, humans first, animals, you know, close along. Like, let's get all the living out and try to get to safety. Because although we have a lot of things that it would be very heartbreaking to lose, we can get over that heartbreak, not the human cost. Oh my goodness, hello to Harmonious Crow as well.
Hey, welcome back, you guys. You know, I guess this really is a pretty decent spot for business all of a sudden. Because used to be, it was real bad up here, you know? I'll be here and just wait and wait and wait, and sometimes it gets real old, real cold, like I was telling you before, and stuff like that. So anyway, you buying? Are you buying anything or what?
So we've got $60, and with $60, we cannot quite get a bunch of Stardust. So, plus 30 and plus 30. Yeah, with plus 30 and plus 30, I can get a plus 6, and that's better than a plus 5. So let's do it. Proceed. Proceed. Okay, and that's all my cash. We did it. Must be our lucky day, or I don't know what, Dad? Okay, hold on. We're gonna spend our upgrade juice. Blah 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 says, but without calculators, how do you calculate the possibility to save the calculators? Or how many calculators you've lost? Because when you get into the double digits of calculators around, how do you know, like, what percentage of calculators you're down? So, I guess the question is, who has the lowest level talisman? Rank 20 is pretty good. So we've got 8, 10. Okay, 8 wins. Let's do an upgrade, if we can. This is going to... Wow, I mean, increase it by almost half. That's almost a 50% upgrade. I'll take it. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got rank 11. Rank 10 is now the lowest one. But here's the thing, Some of the recent story beats lead me to believe that maybe Tizo is going to be our choice to go, so I'm not really sure I want to upgrade him now, because then that upgrade is lost, right? So let's take a look. If we had our druthers, and we might not, who would we want to go home? And the answer is actually whoever's lowest. So, well, not Big Bertrude. Big Bertrude is definitely not going to be available. So if I could bring anybody in, it's going to be Shay, Tizo, and Big Bertrude. We may not be able to send one of them home. So let's see what we get. Let's hit it. I really don't want to lose. I'm all nervous now because we lost that last one. Energy still wants to own one of those old mechanical calculators. I feel like the mechanics would wear out, though. But yeah, Harmonious Crow, I hope you had a great weekend. Kayluna says, I may not have been the double digits of calculators, but not far off. I feel really bad. Like, at one point in high school, it was pretty valuable for us to have a graphing calculator, and just the way that our school was, I had more than one graphing calculator just straight up stolen, like more than one, and those were not cheap. And I think about that sometimes, and like, I don't know what I could have done differently, because I was never without my bag. I don't know when they were stolen, but clearly I had some acquaintances that couldn't be trusted. Anyway, that was a weird place to go. Again, you have reached the Fall of Solium, where one among you can go free, provided you can prevail against the Chastity and the Liberation Rites. Do I remember who's in the Chastity? Reader, we would ask a moment of your time. We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Volfred pull you aside. We have some news that is, depending on how you look at it, potentially unfortunate. The lone minstrel directs your attention towards the dark night sky. The stars are fading. It is true. With the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining than once you saw in the sky above. Yes, the stars themselves are vanishing. Why, I do not yet understand. But what it indicates is this: the rites are drawing to an inexorable end. The light of the stars, without it, the rites would be unable to commence. Anyway, that is the bad news. The good news is that there are a lot of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not know as yet. The arithmetic is complicated, and we lost all our calculators. An estimate of the number of stars, the rate at which they fade, the accelerating rate at which they're being summoned here. Anyway, I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I felt that you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, they have this rite to think about. And so do you. Look forth. As the stars above begin to shine, Volfred's words begin to sink in. It seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. Well, balls. No, my god, can you imagine making it harder at this point? Your adversary shall never be banished. Nope, no way. Hello to Spatman. Wait, I missed the, shoot, well, hopefully we'll get a dialogue here because I wanted to read.
Congratulations, reader. It would appear the rites are drawing to a close. Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite. For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom here upon the Fall of Solium. So too do the Chastity, your adversaries. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Whatever. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the chastity. God damn it. Come forth now, and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Manly flourishes onto the grounds and grasps his mask in his spindly fingers. Warmest salutations to you all upon this blessed eve. I am H. Manly Tinderstoff,
and I must say that I am very moved to be a part of these proceedings. It shall be my humblest of privileges to return, quite soon I hope, unto the Commonwealth, where I shall dedicate myself in full towards the betterment of that society. I long to be a part of this glorious tradition, even when my freedom is rightfully restored. For is it not the case that exiles such as we are called upon to lead? How you govern in your commonwealth is not our business here. Your intentions may mean nothing if you do not prevail in this rite, manly Tinderstoff. Oh, but I meant no offense. I meant no offense at all. I shall serve well these rites, I promise. Why, I should think I shall be sending many exiles into the downside to replace me. I can think of quite a few who I think would benefit from experiencing this wonderful tradition for themselves. Then Manly covers his face again. Now, as for you, Nightwings, make no attempt to undermine me here, and nothing shall befall you or your loved ones in the Commonwealth. Is that a deal?
Carolyn is saying that is one thing I will not take the blame for more than Amia. You and Angel refusing to try better projects. Oh, like Chatty? No, very true. Carol Luna has been an advocate for Chatty for quite some time. As for you, Nightwings, you bring darkness with you. What have you wrought upon the stars? Celeste, please. We do not know what is amiss here. The Nightwings have come only to see that the liberation is carried out. Indeed. Then make your choice, Nightwings. Who among you is to be anointed here?
Who shall return to glory?
That's a good question. Okay, so Shay is out. So here are options. Tizo, Pamitha, or one of these guys. So I think it's Pamitha, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to send Pamitha home earlier. I like Pamitha. She's pretty cool, but she's the lowest. She's actually exactly where Tizo is, but Tizo has some like thing. And like, I mean, I like Tizo. Also, Tizo wants to go to the Commonwealth to like visit. He doesn't like live there. And Pamitha, this really does feel like freedom for her. So yeah, I think it's Pamitha. Fatman is saying to Moo that he appreciates the sentiment. To Innertooth, making me cute would be quite the undertaking, but maybe it's possible. And then Spatman says, for real, you guys are adorable. Yes, they certainly are. Oh, and Moo was going, Spatman! So I'm to get my shot in all of this then. How very thoughtful of you, Rita, darling.
Who shall be at her side?
Well, in a perfect world, these two, right? Like, I want to get them up, but, like, Big Bertrude, we could definitely use her. Dude, I don't know. We'd bring in Shay. Shay's got some green saved up. Let's bring in Shay, because she also has, like, a special boost.
Shay.
Oh, I can help? I think I can help. And then, hold on just 1 second. Alright, sorry. Nothing interesting or important. So, let's go ahead. I think... I mean, we're gonna get Bertrude up, aren't we? Like, you know what I need? I need somebody to, like, block the thing. Right? Yeah.
Jodariel.
Spatman is saying, I was struggling for a moment to remember what the Batman theme song sounds like, and you doing it made me chuckle a lot. I'm glad for that, Spatman. And also, it looks like Moo has pulled a clip. Moo, thank you so much.
As you will, reader.
It is done.
Now it begins. Do me this favor, if you please, and stand aside like a good sport there, I promise to reward you handsomely once I am free.
Commence.
I'm gonna do that over and over and over again if I can. Go in! Did I get it in? Oh my god.
Oh ho! What's this now? It seems to me the scribes so enjoy our company, the entertainment we provide, that they have deigned to reignite our pyres. Observe.
Something stirs in the sky. If the heavens are to rain and reignite your pyres, then the rite shall continue, ere one pyre or the other is put... Then... What? Ere one pyre or the other is put out. I don't know what that means. Oh, so he just gets healed up. Awesome. So he just gets to cheat. Shoot. I'm not going to apologize for just flying this in every single time. If Manly gets to cheat, I'm just going to use the most basic skills I can. No! Shit. Really can't blame him for that. No! Okay, why did that work out? Shit. No! God damn it! Okay. Go in the thing? Yes? Okay. Shit. Get the...
Merely a glancing blow.
Okay, I guess he did his pop move, but still.
A banishment.
What the fuck? Okay.
Verily.
Okay, I only need to dunk it in once more.
That one almost got through. as is.
Oh my god.
The Nightwings proved their worth. An outcome which left little room for doubt.
Well, there was enough room for doubt, good sir.
Thus ends the Liberation Rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Why? This is an utter outrage. Have you any idea what you've done, you ingrates?
So Spatman, very quickly, Spatman is saying that he just replayed Celeste. Tears were cried. It was good. So I know very little about Celeste. I've seen a little bit of it, but I know that it has like really, really, really good accessibility and approachability options, which I greatly admire. They put a lot of effort into that. Then Mia was saying for the amount of crabbiness Angel experiences in this game, it might be my favorite of his playthroughs. I don't want to lose. I'm very, very upset about, like, the prospect of losing to anyone, including Godfrey Bandersnatch or whatever the old guy was. Like remember the previous guy? The one that beat us. I don't want to lose to that guy. So what am I, supposed to give a speech or something then? Rita, darling, all of you, look, I still no idea why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you'd wanted to get rid of me by now, you needn't have gone to such lengths. And so, if I'm left only to conclude that you did this for me, the years I spent down here, in one sense, they've all been such a waste, just utterly for nothing, spectacularly so. I thought that my relationship with Tamitha had nowhere left to go but up, but, well, you know, not quite the case. But then, I think on what would have become of me had I made no attempt to set things right. Had I not done everything I have, I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain that my life would end down here. I'm only now beginning to consider that the opposite might have come true instead. What I'm trying to say is, thanks to all of you, I mean that. Now I guess I better head on back to that damned Commonwealth. So, bottoms up. She plunges into the waters of the Shimmer Pool and disappears from view, though her voice still rings out. We'll have to see what we can do up there, provided that my sisters haven't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch. But just in case, goodbye. Tamitha has earned back her freedom. May she return in glory.
Godspeed, Tamitha Thane. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may yet continue for a while.
So, regarding this game, I have an announcement. If there's to be a limited number of rites that people can go home, our next priorities are going to be Jadariel and Hedwyn. They're the founders. They brought everybody together. They brought the reader aboard. Like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but my read is that we're going to have at least 2 more Liberation Rites. If I can send the 2 of them home from here, we will. I didn't want to do it on this go because, frankly, I need them to help, like, get everybody else up to snuff. But that's the goal now.
May the scribes have mercy on us all.
Spatman is saying, I don't know about those accessibility options yet, but I'm going to check them out. Maybe they can help me get through the optional torture content. But there was a story moment that made me tear up just now, and I kind of needed that. It's awesome when a game or a story can give you that sort of cathartic release. But yeah, Celeste is like, you can basically modify that game so that like, it's the hardest thing in the world, or so that a toddler could play it without any assistance. Like, they really give you a high degree of customization for the difficulty is the way that I've heard about it. You prevailed in the Liberation Rites against the Chastity. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Pamitha, who returned to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. By the way, I did see that Cara Luna was like jazzing out to the music. He seemed to really like it. I do too. I think I learned so much from her, didn't I? Grieve not for her. Would that we all someday achieve the same. You wonder who, if anyone, among you shall be the next to go. Then Volfred asks the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know as soon as possible. The context of our plan has changed. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away, one by one, for reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself, if you have any doubt that this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, and now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe that it shall, then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising, confusion, fear. Before, I gave you the impression that should the Nightwings not prevail in a Liberation Rite, there would be other chances. This remains so. However, our chances are now numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but, to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it is not a cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise, and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whisper in hushed tones. Others turn to their quarters speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. Mia is lurking while driving. Yes, do drive safe, as Innertooth says. Okay, the Lone Minstrel has something on his mind. Following Pamitha's liberation, the Lone Minstrel has returned to the wagon, and stands as though nothing has happened here this night. He tilts his head a bit as you approach. Once the Nightwings have prevailed in the Liberation Rites under your mindfulness, reader. Once more they did that, I mean. A commendable achievement. Surely Pamitha shall live out her days in gratitude to you and your companions. Perhaps she may now seek Ruki there in your commonwealth. I should think Ruki would have liked to witness what took place this night. I trust that together they shall make a formidable difference to the plan which all of you endeavor to achieve. Now, for the time, Celeste and I are to return to our respective stations. We all await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. May you prevail once more when next we traverse Scribe's Gate. Until then, reader, rest well under the stars. He nods and leaves you to recover after a long night. And Celeste goes back to making Spatman feel some kind of way. Yeah, no, I've never played Celeste, but I've heard very good things about it. Oh, wait. Now, hold on. We don't know, but let's spend our upgrade powder before we do anything else. So, I think Tizo, right? Yeah. Flutter and Flap abilities cost less. Why not? Negative 65%. Okay. Continue your journey. So, Carolina says, not in general is he, like, enamored of the music, but that battle music, it's pure magic. Good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Yeah, we'll probably, like, say anything that we have to say about Big Brother during the next Assassin's Creed Valhalla stream, but it was an extremely exciting conclusion. Best make yourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Spatman says it makes me feel the stars... Oh, hold on. Thus, you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Volfred and the lone minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Jodariel and Hedwyn. Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodiel. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together, for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening... Oh, look at the snow! One cold evening, Volfred finds you off on your own. Well, my girl, it is time once more. Come see. Volfred indicates the sky as through the snow, you see that he is right. Soon all of your companions have gathered. Volfred regards the group in a steady manner. Sorry, the music suddenly cut out and I was distracted. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles, Brighton, Orissa, and Oralek. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning in their ways. Brighton is a former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Oralek and Orissa. Orissa we've heard of but never seen, and Oralek we've met and seems like a jerk. After Brighton regained his freedom in the Liberation Rites, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had a capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way into the Liberation Rite, Oralek was anointed for return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre, thus Oralek earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Orissa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Oralek perished too. To survive a fall from Mount Elodiel, I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I, frankly, still do not hold Orissa entirely at fault for transpired. Okay, because it super sounds like she's at fault. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it put us in this desperate situation. As you know, individual responsibility vanishes in the face of unjust systems. Whatever, dude. And I resist the urge to think the rights may partially be to blame as well, for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Volfred breathes a sigh of relief. Now I see that Oralek still lives, yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion, and even the stars are fading, perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided. Were we? Volfred, you are talking nuts right now, and that they do not approve. Oh, because of Oralek. Sorry, whenever he says Nightwings, I'm just thinking of, like, our crew, and the fact that Oralek is, like, from the outside. That took me a second. I get it. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings in our plan need all the help they can get, and so I have made a decision which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings,
And reader, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, though I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct a rite again, our present situation calls for all of our resources to be brought to bear. So, if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our reader shall determine where we are headed come first light. Volfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him in turn. Welcome back to the ranks. So does that mean that he's going to coach us, or that he's one of the players now? Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue towards salvation. Spatman says, makes me feel that the stars are aligned somewhere in this world. Someone just plugged a USB stick on the right way on their first try. It is amazing how reliably I can do it backwards. Like, pick it up, and I'll even look at it. I'll look at the plug, and I'll still do it backwards. Innertooth was asking Spatman or USB-C. And which can the joke there is that it can go in either way. Regular old school USB-C has no magical properties. Yeah, I'm the master of backwards USB. So here's our new plan. I want to face Depressed Dog at the Liberation Rites. Like I said, if I'm going to lose to somebody, I want Dalbert Oldheart to go home if I can. Yeah, the three most likely dudes are like Donnie Dingo, what's your name? Barker Ashpaws, and then Witch Udmilde. So if I'm gonna lose to somebody, I want to do him. So let's see if we can fight Ashpaws and the Witch. Oh, also, yeah, probability of success 52%. That doesn't feel good. In XCOM 2, that gets you killed. So we want to do a better job than 52%. Yeah, let's fight this guy right now. Very well then, reader. Once more you shall face Barker and the Dissidents when next the stars align. We may set course to the nest of Trieste at dawn. For now, please get some rest in the remaining dark of night. Okay.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader. Yet an awful rumor reached me recently that you have within your retinue a traitor to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you? I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow the voice, which thus far has reached you only in the rites, has found its way deep into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. Okay, I mean, look, if there's a traitor in our midst and we are, get any sort of information how we would sort that out, then I'll worry about it. But until then, I can only make the best decisions I have based on the, our relationship so far, and I am not going to be given into a whole bunch of, second guessing and backstabbing and stuff. And Spatman says, the plug with the one side has some sort of seam, that's the downside. The side where there's a cut into the metal. Oh, yes, no, I'm aware. I'm still able to do it backwards, Spatman. I look at it, I see which way I need to plug it in, and I still, I don't know, I, rotate, I'm pushing it, what is wrong? And then I look, and sure enough, I'm still doing it backwards. The unmistakable remains of Zilvius Horseheaded, which protrude from the ash and fire there below. Some have taken it to be a work of scripture, reader. The tale of a titan failed by Saint Trieste Tithys, that is more believable than the thought that some daring exiles over many years carved the titan's visage out of stone. Be that as it may, the climate and the cliffs are home now to exiled harps, such as the Essence whom you faced here when first you arrived. Even they do not know all of the locale's sacred significance. Oh, let's check out Wappingwood. As the wagon soars across the skies above Wakingwood, oh, not Wappingwood, Wakingwood, you notice Volfred appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not mind me, reader. It is simply that being here in this vicinity, it brings back a lot of memories and gives me much to ponder. I hid within these woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. I cast aside my raiments and became untraceable. There I waited for the plan to germinate, so it means a lot now to be here above that place at last. Quite the view, wouldn't you say, my girl? Yeah, look, the reader here can read thoughts, so if somebody wants to think some seditious things, I'll stop it. Jodariel thinks this will be the quickest route, leaving you with time for your vocations, or... Volfred notes that a powerful talisman is rumored to be buried on this path. Here's the thing, though. I really like the custom talismans that everybody has, so we're going to go with what Jodariel says. X, do the thing. Spatman is saying that is one superpower. It's of all the superpowers that can be, that is one of them. Plugging in USB cords, cables, and devices backwards. There. Volfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my girl. Was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It is not clear to you, as yet, exactly how Volfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach. Most of the time, at least. It is not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hard-working as the rest of us, or, dare I say, more so. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the dark side, but they can squeeze much closer than any of us. Volfred offers to tell you more of this process. It seems he has been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Ruki would likely be familiar with them. Then my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. The messages are coded in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes. But even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. I could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in number while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us. Whether due to apathy or fear, or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before the exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It is clear, then, who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they, in turn, report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. Our chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own, but those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather in strength regardless, knowing of our efforts. Thus do we inspire each other, not unlike the dynamics which I see among the Nightwings here. Now, good afternoon then, reader. I've a delivery to make. He strides out of the wagon bearing the sealed message. If Volfred turns out to be some sort of like a double agent, if he's the traitor, I would be absolutely shocked. Because what's the point? What's the point of, like, making us do this? I guess it could be, like, a Emmanuel Goldstein type thing, where he's, like, not really doing this. Like, he quashes dissent against the Commonwealth by pretending to be the ringleader, so that the Commonwealth always knows what the opposition is up to, because they are the opposition. But I don't know if that's what's going on. How am I supposed to stop that? Like I said, we know the next 2 people we'd like to send home for sure. You and Jodariel make a quick search of the sweltering confines of Highwing Cove. However, you find nothing of note. How sweltering is it in this weather, though? Nothing here of any use to us. We should return. You soon return to the Black Wagon, where the others are preoccupied with their own pursuits. You should have enough time to pursue your vocations. So, I like the study in private, right? Because we can get the extra +1 quickness for everybody. It just feels like it's a minor boost, but it's permanent, and we don't have to worry about who goes home. +1 quickness, please. And that's all the, like, study alone that we can do. Celerity. So that's it. Like, we have all the passive bonuses. Everybody has all the bonuses that they can get. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel like a sweltering cave would be a nice respite in this particular, like, blizzard. Harmony's Crow... Wait, where even... Oh, there we are. Is asking, I wonder if those horns are detachable, or if Jodariel just wears a lot of button-up shirts. 100% the button-up shirts. Yeah, one thing that has been established is that those horns grow in over time, and we haven't seen anybody do the Hellboy of, like, grinding them down to a nub. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone, or something that got right in its path. At first, you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then... a voice rings out from off the side of your path. The friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question who it was. Yeah, it's the slug wagon, isn't it?
Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess. You must have scared Dad half to death. I mean, just look at him. But it's good running into you like this, because I got for you a really special deal. There's some pretty out there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us up a bit, to be completely honest here. Something about him, I don't know, but Dad just hasn't been himself. But once we open shop, why, these little numbers, they're gonna go flying off the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, because you're headed to the nest of Trieste, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have enough room for Falcon Ron, barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting right now, and wonder whether you should get involved. Look, he's stuck, he's not feeling well, his dad there isn't feeling well. I'm not going to leave him out in this snowstorm. Tell him to get in. I'm not trying to get a deal or nothing. This is just base human kindness. Also, I've never before noticed the multicolored sausages. That's gross. Though your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Ron to climb aboard. Oh, great, thanks, guys. I'll just squeeze in right just, He does not. Dad, come on, put your back into it already. Eventually, Falcon Ron manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. Welcome him aboard for now. But Harmony's Crow, I have wondered the same thing about characters from time to time, specifically how they go to sleep. Like, specifically, there was a character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where it appeared that, like, the buns of hair, she had, like, Princess Leia buns of hair on either side of her head, except that they were constantly aflame. And it was like, okay, so do you need, like, an asbestos pillow? Or, like, how do you ever get rest? What happens when you take a shower? Like, I have so many questions about the hair aflame. After what felt like an interminable trip, during which Falcon Ron did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyways, thanks guys, and remember what I said, these thingers I got here, you got dibs on them if you come visit me and Dad. That is, we'll be going, so we'll be seeing you, okay?
Whether from Falcon Ron's ceaseless drivel or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone is left feeling out of sorts. Shit! Holy hell! Try not to think about it. -5 glory? I think that puts some people into -1 glory. Not really, but that's bad. I wasn't even... Well, it warned me. It warned me. Spatman finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to be ready for 3 lately. Yeah, I frequently describe Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as having the stupidest story that I've actually really got into and really enjoyed. Crow says maybe the flame goes out at night. It could. Crow also says, guesses maybe a neck pillow. I mean, I would hope so. One of the things that, like, so Spatman knows which character I'm thinking about. I've forgotten her name now. She's one of the Blades, and it's at least possible if the Blades don't, like, sleep, that rather they go back inside their crystals and just sort of, like, hibernate like their Pokemon. But it just seems very uncomfortable that even if you yourself are immune to the flame, that, like, anything you pass too close to your head, like, in the real world, you'd be thinking, you're not thinking too carefully and just, like, put a cell phone up there. Ah, shit, melted again. You find Jodariel seemingly deep in thought. You consider whether to even bother her. Your presence is not unwelcome, reader. Remain a moment, please. She stares at you for some time. Today marks the beginning of my 16th year in exile. You look back at her and remain silent. You sense that all she wants from you right now is for you to listen. I have kept count, put notches in this breastplate of mine for each passing day. Notice how much of it is frayed. 16 years, reader. The orphans whom I fostered would long since be fully grown. Some of them are likely gone. Many of them spoke of how they longed to one day serve with me on the blood border. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder, if I was still captain, could I have protected them? Could I have made a difference? I think not. The Commonwealth and the Highwing remnants, they have fought eternally. Those such as I have come and gone throughout the age. I catch myself feeling pity for my years, but then, had I remained there on the blood border, it is unlikely I would have lived to see this day. She looks at you again. Do you know why they cast me down? I was a decorated captain. They said I was the best. She closes her eyes a moment before she continues. One day, it was a standard patrol, but I ran across a pack of hop fledglings, fully armed and preparing for a strike, but all on their own. They were nothing for my regiment. We ensnared them all and took them in. A considerable prize. They were not yet conditioned and could be made to talk. When the order came down that they were to be executed, I could not bring myself. The Commonwealth, priding itself on mercy, committing such acts, through one such as me, it was unconscionable. So I thought then, at least in my younger years, I let the damn birds go. Or so I thought then, at least in my younger years. I let the damn birds go, made no claims as to the contrary, and turned myself in. I was cast down the following week, 16 years ago. Thus, my enemies had the last laugh in that exchange. If I were faced with the same choice again today, I do not know for certain that I would have chosen just the same. Now then, I shall go and mark this occasion, as I have always done. Be well, reader. She heads out of the wagon alone. I have no idea if she would make that. Here's what I know about Jodariel. She's been here for 16 years. She's been here for 16 years, according to her, after doing an act of mercy. And even if that wasn't why she was here, she still deserves to go home. She's helped how many others go home now? She's asked for nothing? Yeah, I don't know. I feel really comfortable sending her home. Her or Headwind, that's our goal. FYI, oh wait. Spatman's saying, I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the worst iteration yet, story-wise and gameplay-wise. What with the random blades with different rarities and the field abilities and whatnot, I didn't like it at all. See, for me, I tried to play the first Xenoblade Chronicles, and this is at least what I thought of it in, a minute or less. The interface was so present on the screen. I felt like so much of the screen was interface, and then it was just it was so much running across a blank open field. It just, and the sequel has some of that as well, but at least it's like different forms of an open field. I really didn't like the level design in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at all, but the first one was just, it was so, to me, just bland, and I had a very difficult time getting into it and what felt like an infinite array of fetch quests. In the second one, I really liked the characters. Like, I really liked the characters of the sequel. That was what sort of hooked me in. That and, like, the cutscenes. I thought they were really expertly, like, acted out. Me and my friend HW, like, I actually started showing him some of the cutscenes that had been cut together into a movie. That was a lot of fun. Hey guys, thanks again for helping me and my dad back there. We really owe you one, and so, as promised, I got something really, really good in stock for you right here. He pauses for dramatic effect, and then he reveals to you several artifacts that you cannot afford. A black hoof. The bearer has double stamina than usual, but cannot grasp the orb. Then we've got black heart. After getting banished, the bearer either returns with infinite stamina or as a fast-moving howler. Or black claw. The bearer's aura remains while grasping the orb, but cannot be cast. That black claw, that actually would be super good for Jodariel. It actually really would. Unless it's free. Oh wait, they emanate with energy that cannot possibly be completely healthy. You got first dibs on these bad boys, and I tell you what, they're gonna go fast. Really fast. So, they're not expensive, but I still can't afford them. So, yeah, not a great idea to give this guy a ride. That's my bad. Womp womp. You guys didn't see nothing, huh? No? Well, I mean, unless you're giving away. Have you opened a charity, good slug market, sir? Also, then Carolina was saying, since you asked, upping the details in MechWarrior was fine, all the way until I enabled ray tracing. Then everything freezes for a bit, all screens black out, and GPU is immediately and completely pegged. Ray tracing may be the issue, not quite sure. Yeah, and that's the way it goes. And by the way, Carolina, with a 3070 on that game, that indicates to me that the ray tracing implementation might be a little ambitious, let's say. As the sky, in that particular game, I mean, as the sky above the nest of Trieste darkens, your companions watch in silence and await the commencing of the rites. Bertrude speaks up after a time.
Ye stars, now burn for us.
Now everything is ready. It's just because she said that. And the stars begin to shine once more, precisely as foretold. Well, I'm not even going to look at what it is, because we're not going to do it. I would love to have the confidence in this game, in my skill, to, like, take optional challenges to make it harder and get, like, bonus experience points. But, like, we're all... Hold on.
Or should I say deceiver? For I detect another exile in your ranks. The exile Wolfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap. I ought to have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition. Yet you would heed his poisoned words over mine own? I thought that we were friends. Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
Did I, like, not follow through on something that Voice said that I should go do? Did I misunderstand him? I don't know. Who's this guy again?
Oi, smell that, mates? Looks like we're gonna have to take this one a little serious this time. That's right, because they ain't got Greentail clogging up their ranks no more. He's back home near with his dear mum where he belongs. Right time, you Nightwings. Right time, you Nightwings. Dump the deadbeat. Gotta have some standards after all. Just the same, we're gonna stomp you into the ground. Get ready!
Yes, Batman, I've only heard good things about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm very much looking forward to it, although Samalander got me reinvested into Fire Emblem Three Houses. That always takes a second. And also, like, what you were saying about, like, the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I haven't played that version. I have it. Like, we have it here, and I just haven't played it. And one of the things I was hoping for was with a higher resolution, maybe the interface wouldn't take up a third of the screen at all times. So hearing that that's better, makes me like I will definitely give it another revisit. Reader, my girl, let us confer for a moment here. I am now returned to the rites, a tradition that I once disavowed. And now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows that I'm here. It is no matter, really, for our plan is well in motion. All that remains is for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best I can. Let us see now whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he is at last. Alive
Oh, okay.
and well. I know that you can hear me, Sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your
Okay.
little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here. Now, good evening to you.
So here's one thing it's very important to know. When he blinks, he is stuck in place for like 1 second or so. It's not like Tizo's hop. This is me trying to move as I appear. Now, hold B to spawn. Okay, now that's pretty cool because they get an aura. Okay. Oh, but you can only have one. Only one at a time. Okay. Why to proceed? Now then, Nightwings, I look forward to conducting with you all, if and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate together.
Go on, then.
Well, let's take a look. Okay, so we've got Volfred. We're going to give him some sort of a thing, up to including a lucrative contract, so I could really use the cash. So it'll probably be the lucrative contract. Yeah, probably just that. Although with him, he's none too swift. Oh boy. No, let's try it with the lucrative contract. Oh, and look, his bar is completely green all the way down. So he's gonna gain experience very, very quickly. So, sure, buddy, why not?
Volfred.
Now, who else would I want to bring? It looks like it's Headwind's time to shine, I feel like. Yeah, Tizo.
Tizo.
And I really want Bertrude to get her next upgrade.
Bertrude. The choice is cast.
Carolina says, my next question would be, is this basically lack of processing power or some sort of bug in the game? A 3070 should be able to deal with that, I think. Carolina, are there any quality settings for the ray tracing? Like performance versus like low, medium, high, cinematic? Like, is there any option to like dial it up or down? Tizo's is fired up and ready to take on the dissidents.
Been itching for another go. Let's have it, mates. Tear him to shreds.
Begin. Here goes Tizo.
Wow, this is great.
Foul for the Nightwings. Your Pyre. Tizo
Fuck.
banished.
So he just gets to smite my dudes while I'm doing this. Okay. Get in! Fuck!
That one I'd be rather angry.
God damn it! Oh my god.
Didn't see it coming.
Go! Why is everybody so slow?
Banishment. Their flame has died a little.
Oh my god.
Didn't see it coming. Blessed be.
Okay, we've almost tied it up.
Onward thus to greater glory.
-10? Fine, man. Whatever gets it in.
The Nightwings shall prevail at this rate.
Fuck off!
Fear not the purifying flame.
Oh, wait. Harmonious Crow is taking off. I've got to focus on work and get this done, so I'm not here all night. Have a great rest of your stream, and everyone have a great afternoon, evening, night, and morning, and ways. Harmonious Crow, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you had a great weekend, and you're off to, hopefully wrap things up, get home, you know, have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much for hanging out. Fuck in hell. No, look at this. Like, everybody's down. Fucking A. Okay.
The imp did it.
You're really gonna make us work for this, is that right, mates? Well then, we got our work cut out for us.
Okay, what fucking horseshit is it that that guy didn't get hit by my blast? Get out! Go! The fuck? Okay, well, now I'm just fucked, right? Like, I mean, what can I even do? Okay.
Beauteous.
Okay. We can do this.
Now go on, just once more.
Oh, God. Okay, sure, fucking why not? Go! Okay.
The Nightwings prevail again. Mayhap the scribe shall simply smite them down next time.
Inner Tooth was saying, see it.
It's complete.
To Harmonious Crow. But Harmonious Crow is attempting to wrap up and might be done and pop back in. Yeah, we'll be going for not more than an additional hour, because that'll be around the time that we'll jump out for Kyber Shards. Carolina says ray tracing on and off, and then an option for ray trace shadows and ray trace reflections. If I remember correctly, they were only on and off too. So Carolina, try like one on and the other off, and then reverse it and see what if... So are those separate? Like, what if they're both off? Is ray tracing doing anything at that point? I would think that in a Mech Warrior game, ray traced shadows would be very, you know, more impactful overall. Because how often are you going to stop and observe like the reflections? But
Bleh, what happened back there, mates? I'll have your hides for this.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
I gotta say, not really a big fan of Volfred on the battlefield. He's so slow. Like, he's slow in a way that makes Jadario look sprightly. It's been a while since my last outings in the rites, begging for your continued patience as I recollect the way. Okay, so if Ulfred is vanished, a sapling shall automatically spawn near his pyre. That's not bad. And then once per rite, if Ulfred's adversaries extinguished his pyre, it is restored by +10 instead. Oh. Shield his allies as well. Oh, that's super cool. Guardian Shield sounds awesome. +5 hope, hastening how quickly he returns. Once per rite, if Ulfred's adversaries extinguish his pyre, it is restored by +40 instead. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go this way because we're getting really close to losing.
Of old 100 mines. Apparently, the exiled Bertrud is committed to the path.
This land so rife with eldritch knowledge, long forbidden in the Commonwealth. We learn this stuff of fear itself.
So, charge up time before Bertrud can use her Aura Blast is greatly reduced. I might just do that. While Bertrud's pyre has less flame than the adversaries, her adversaries deal negative 10% to her pyre. Yeah, I think I really like that one. Yeah. Yup. We're gonna take Stubborn Flame. I think that's a lock.
Until the stars align.
Patikin, thank you so much for the lurk. And again, happy birthday from yesterday. Like, you know, we said it at the time, but I like people to hear it as well when possible. Back at the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after defeating the dissidents in a solid performance when Volfred approaches. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my girl. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan, especially if you continue to prevail like that. Come, let's see whom we shall square against when next the stars align. Not square off against. Curious. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Okay, so we attacked the dingo dogs. They are now out of the running for who we're gonna fight against. We would like to engineer it against, like, sad dog. Yeah, so he's up next. So let's see if we can fight the witch Udmilde. Yeah, if possible, that'll knock them down some. All right, so we are here. No. You know, okay. No. Okay, it doesn't look like we can fight the witch. As long as we don't fight this guy, this is who we fight. So, then we're down between Milithe the Bog Star or Ha'ub the Midnight Star. I gotta say... Yeah, we do either one of these guys. I kind of like the idea of interacting with Tamitha to let her know that her sister made it to freedom. Maybe this is rubbing it in, but... The Harps of the Essence have an old score to settle with the Commonwealth. Their commander, Tamitha, works tirelessly towards this end. You and Volfred compare notes on what you know so far of your next adversary. Tamitha Thane, a Harp of the Highwing Remnants, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth. After retreating to the mountains centuries ago, the Harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids or skirmishes, or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the Highwing Remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the Harp's small numbers. She once hatched ambitions to overthrow the Commonwealth from within, breaching its defenses so her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by someone close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer, her own blood sister, Pamitha. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war, but being trapped within the downside only stoked her fury. I must admit, I sympathize with her to an extent.
But bloodshed only yields more bloodshed. Anyway, how about we get some rest for now? We'll need our strength come morning. You bid good evening to Volfred. No time now to make flight preparations, though come morning the Black Wagon will press onward. Alright, let's talk to Big Bertrude. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed her before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash.
Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officers who came to visit. They were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think that the evidence was fireproof.
Alas, they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs.
No matter, dear Bertrude. What's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them. Is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas.
Perhaps.
My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice.
Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood.
Well, you shall have them. You shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks?
No good at all.
They exchange a laugh at this, but then...
Even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so?
Bertrude.
Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not explain thyself.
There are different kinds of love, Bertrude.
On that account, that hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood.
They each remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are, they act well upon their own. He puts away his pipe. I really feel a little bit bad about eavesdropping on this whole exchange. Okay, Spatman is saying hello to Mia. Mia's expressing regret for not being able to say goodnight to Harmonious Crow. Well, if she stops back in, she might see it later, Mia, so thank you for the shout out. Spatman is just saying just being very derpy today, he says. I am blessed to have you back in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that, although I know that is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then...
Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough.
She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Volfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. Really felt like none of my character's business. Maybe just excuse yourself from the room next time. Okay. Onward and upward. Your flight takes you near to where you breach past Stormwall into Depthless Tempest. With the climate in the downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has spilled forth from its confines and started to ravage other regions in the land. I know that we could bump that guy, but bumping the other ships only seems to yield like a little bit of a dialogue, not very much of like a story beat or anything. Okay, is this it? I think it might be. Bertrude expressed interest in the Shunt. You sense the presence of your adversary Ulmilde here. You may learn of her recent activity. We've never had this opportunity before. Let's check it out. Scry for information. You may determine the outcome of a recent rite through a scrying pool in the vicinity. Why would I care about this? Your senses guide you to a scrying pool somewhere in the desolate sprawl of Lixend, and you look upon the waters. Soon you experience a vision of Udmilde, who stood against Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts in her most recent rite.
Ye foolish ones who dare to defy Islak, stand aside, and perhaps he shall save ye for his final course. Go on and gloat, while this knight wallows in his last wretched failure. Thy words ring hollow, foolish one. Islak shall never spare any of ye.
The vision fades. It seems the withdrawn prevailed against the Pyre Hearts sometime not long ago, gaining the favor of the scribes. You wonder where their paths have taken them since, as you return to the Black Wagon to pursue your vocations. Oh, okay, I'll take vocations. I'm thinking that I might want to mentor a companion. Do I want to do that? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just mentor whoever's lowest. Unless it's Volfred, because I don't really care about Volfred. Yeah, let's do Bertrude.
Then let us discuss these matters which you believe should be of benefit.
You and Bertrude review what observations you've made thus far about the various triumvirates you have confronted on your journey. She has keen insights about some of them. Yeah, like, I'm sort of gambling on, like, when we are going to be alone. Like, we will have run through the rites, and we don't want to be left toothless.
Those who deign confront us, we shall give increasing reasons to beware.
Continue your journey. Innertooth votes for D&D with that voice acting. I will say this, it's rough on the throat after a while. That was something that really came up in Lost Judgment after a while. You are to conduct the rites here soon against Tamitha of the Essence. But thank you, I really do appreciate it when people like it. Oh my goodness, hello to lovely Shadow King. Shadow King, I'm so sorry I didn't see it right away. We are playing Pyre. I think that Mia's around, so she can probably do a shout out if she's available. I had no idea you were so good at voice acting. I'm an enthusiast, is the best I can say. But lovely Shadow King, I hope that you had a great weekend, and today was a pretty even-keeled re-entry into the work week. How is your, in addition to your streaming, how is your VR rig, your VTuber rig coming? Because I know that you've sort of been learning the craft, and I don't have like a practiced eye, so I feel like when I look at it, you are continuing to make refinements on how it moves and how it reacts. But in saying that, I'm just worried that you'd be like, oh, actually I haven't touched it in weeks. So I just think it's super cool, the work that you're doing and like learning that craft, because it's so useful for people. A messenger imp somehow tracks you down in the dusty wastes of Jomir Valley and delivers you recent news and rumors from the other side. Specifically, the imp shares details regarding Tamitha and what became of her since she was liberated at the fall of Solium. She found herself back in the homeland of her enemies, where, despite her connection to the Highwing remnants, her past transgressions were forgiven. In fact, she was asked to join the military council given her unique background. Yet, she refused to cooperate and instead demanded to be reunited with her sister Tamitha. But when they threatened her with a resentencing to exile and insisted that she take the opportunity, that's not an opportunity, that's just a new form of imprisonment. Tamitha said that she would think it over and return with a decision soon. Next she was seen, however, she was among Volfred's sons and daughters of the Revolution, where it is said that she has attached her loyalty, at least for the time. You thank the imp for bringing you this news, which soon gets your companions talking. I hold to hope that both the Thane sisters one day shall join together as a part of our good cause. The two of them can help lead us towards a brighter future. Tizo wishes for Tamitha to find her way and sister in the Commonwealth. To find her way and her sister in the Commonwealth.
We suspect the ancient enmity between the winged and the flightless shall not be soon resolved, if ever at all.
I wonder where her sister is right now. I'm sure she cares for Pamitha. I'm sure of it. Oh, Jay, we're about to meet her sister. I have good news for you.
It seems to me the little bird is no more free now than when she was here.
No, you're correct, Rudariel. I hope she and her sister get a chance to set things right between the two of them, or that she finds some peace some other way. In spite of some mixed feelings, the news of Pamitha's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with resolve. Everybody gains +1 hope, as they wish Pamitha luck. Fun fact, says Fatman. So, Love the Shadow King is saying that she hasn't touched it in a while, but nonetheless, even the work that you've done so far, it's more than I know how to do. I think it's really cool. Spatman says, fun fact about the word ye, if I remember correctly, the TH sound used to be represented by a symbol that looks like a Y at some point in some older version of English. So if a sign like ye old chop or something like that, it'd be just pronounced the old chop. Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought it was just like your old chop or something like that. Lovely King, Shadow King says, been fighting stream crashes lately, so I've been focused on trying to fix it. Shadow King, is it like of the streaming software or of the computer or what? I don't know much, so I'm not sure that I can be of help, but maybe somebody else in chat could be. Innertooth loves how language changes, although I'm not really liking the current slang. That happens to us all as we age. Like, oh, this current slang isn't as cool as the stuff I grew up with. Guys, I can't help but noticing whatever happened to that number with the wings. You know the one. I guess she's kind of pretty, maybe, I suppose? She's still around by any chance? Because, well, anyway. Yeah, I don't think we can afford anything. Nothing good, anyway. We can afford this. Raise the rank of certain talismans +3. I'm not sure it's worth the cost increase. Yeah, screw it. Let's get the +3. What am I saving up for, right? That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give him a deal. Hold on. Let's upgrade our juice. All right. Volfred's biography. All right, well, let's check it out. By day, he was an unassuming history professor. By night, he operated a small but illegal stamping press of his own design, which he used to disseminate provocative ideas concerning how a truly peaceful Commonwealth might look. When his underground press was at last discovered, it was publicly destroyed. Eventually, he too was found and cast down. In the downside, he was taken in by the Nightwings, who sought someone with his experience. Since then, he hatched a long-term plan to recruit like-minded individuals who might stand together to usher in a new age for the Commonwealth. Oh, wait, I didn't spend my upgrade thing. So, I guess, who has a specialized thing that is of the lowest level? Really, it's sort of a tie. So, if I have to choose, I want to upgrade her aura cast ability. There we go. Sprouton says, the Wikipedia article on Yi even uses Ye Old Chop example. Oh, nice. I used to think the same thing, says Spatman. I don't remember when or why I found out about this, but my mind is still blown. Shadow King says, I've tried OBS and Slobs and both crashed. I streamed on my laptop instead and got unstable connection but no actual crash. I think it's an issue with my internet. So, Shadow King, if it's of any help, at one point, Todd Brackey of Jumping the Shark was having random but extreme internet instability, and it was eventually traced back to a gardener or landscaper had been using like a weed whacker and like nicked the internet wire coming into his home. It was a very, very subtle cut that wasn't immediately apparent, but it was outside the home, and when it was traced back to that and he had that wire replaced by the company, it fixed everything right up. So without knowing for certain, I would think, you know, maybe an unstable internet router or something with the service itself. Those are the two things that I would consider looking at under those information. But if you tried it separately on two separate systems, it's not the system, as you can imagine. The night grows dark over the cairn of Ha'ub. You and your companions stand prepared at the appointed place at the appointed time. Bertrude and your fellow exiles exchange expectant looks, some with each other, some with you, though everyone is rather quiet now in one another's company. You sense a vague concern in Shay, perhaps having to confront the Essence once again. As for Volfred, he seems very much at peace, awaiting for the stars to signal the commencement of the rites. He does not have to wait for very long. Instinctively, you clutch the Book of Rites as the stars above take hold of everyone's attention. Shadow King is wondering if it might be something like that because it worked perfectly up until last Monday. Yeah, a sudden drastic change, I would try contacting the company, get them to run a sustained bandwidth test inside your home, and then recommend that a new wire be brought in from outside. Because if that wire goes bad, then everything on the inside is going to be unstable. But if I can ask, what were you streaming most recently?
Align, you exiles of the Nightwings. You are returned once more unto the cairn of Ha'ub. The triumvirate you stand against shall be the Essence. Reduce their pyre to a smolder and step closer to freedom. Now prepare yourselves.
Observe, sisters. The wastrels of the Commonwealth return to mock us once again. Half-witted fools, the lot of them. One would think that they have heeded caution in the face of overwhelming evidence, but no, they decided to let Pamitha fly free. Pamitha, who nearly doomed the High-Wing remnants with her traitorous intent, and who was so duplicitous that, even still, the Commonwealth saw fit to punish her. And now she has returned into their weight in arms, even as we rot. Perhaps it is for the best. Knowing Pamitha, she is wont to bring more chaos and destruction, whether purposely or not, than my true sisters and I could ever dream. I shall never understand why that damned embarrassment of a blood sister deigned to come all this way, to play against my sympathies only to scoot off again. An insult so elaborate as I have ever heard. She dons her mask once more. Enough! Let us end this quickly, sisters! Shadow King has done Monster Hunter Rise, then Minecraft, and just did some Pokemon Legends Arceus. That is also, I want to play that so much. I bought that, what was that, at the January of this year, and basically got a chance to play it for 15 minutes and have been totally caught up in other things, up to and including the current playthrough of Fire Emblem Three Houses. That is a very long game. So, I mean, do I want to risk bringing Volfred in? Volfred has a lot of theoretical experience, but none of it functional, and it just makes sense to try to level him up, so I think we are going to choose him, but we're not going to make him first. Okay, let's bring in Hedwyn. Let's bring in... yeah, we'll bring him in now.
Volfred.
And Shay... Yeah, Shay's got green and she's lower than Jodariel. Alright.
Shay, the choice is cast.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Come forth, you Commonwealth scum. Sisters, show them no quarter.
Now begin.
Fuck! Jump!
Nightwings make their mark upon the flame.
Go in! Okay.
Flames of freedom.
Have Shay fling the orb into their pyre. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
Seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead.
Okay. Oh, I can bump my little flower into them. Oh, hold on. Emergent gameplay.
A bit of a blunder.
Get out of here, fuck.
Agatha thrusts herself under the searing flame.
Yeah, hold on. Mia, thank you very much for doing the shout out. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm like jumping into them, but I guess they just get to blitz right past that, huh?
That was the last of them. Remember everything which you hold dear.
They're winning, by the way.
Absolution!
How patently absurd to be losing once more to this filth. Is this what you wanted, Pamitha? To get inside my head? Damn you that I cannot get you out. Ever the burden, little sister, ever the burden. Stand ready then, you dregs of the Commonwealth. My sisters and I shall vanquish you here as our sisters on the other side shall tear apart your nation.
There.
Okay, that's dangerous.
The fire of resolve.
Okay, don't walk in there though.
Quite foul.
Fuck. Yeah, nope.
Alas.
Okay, 40. I mean, I can still do with this.
How comical. Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Ouch. So much for Volfred.
Go!
Splendid.
When I overshoot it and I'm like, I'm not even 100% sure where I landed yet,
The
it's
race is
super
nearly
stressful.
ended.
Go, please. Okay.
Effort. Ooh.
Does this count?
Slips from your
Where even am I? Okay, that's super bad. Okay, why did he... Okay.
turn. Oh.
I missed my shot.
Oh. Both banished.
Go in.
And it the Nightwings prevail. Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them.
I do like the fact that
End this night's proceedings.
we just continuously keep dunking on Tamitha. Defeated, are we? Then I hope you shall watch your Commonwealth again. You shall see your Commonwealth again with your own eyes, so you can watch it burn.
Always always is there greater knowledge to be gained.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna get like a new oh, actually he will, won't he? Yeah, he's almost up to like rank 3. Really? He didn't get one? Maybe he already had one. Okay.
Until the stars align.
I would love to do one more Liberation Rite, because I'm sort of like warmed up and like in it right now. After you defeated the Essence in a convincing manner, there's little time for you to rest as yet. The night beckons and the next rite reveals itself to be a vital one. It is already time, reader. Come see for yourself. The coldness of the season now presents to us another chance. He heads out straight away and you follow in turn. Yeah, I have not played Monster Hunter Rise, but I did play a bunch of... Well, I played some of Monster Hunter World. I really like watching people play Monster Hunter. I'm not comfortable with it myself. I just don't do very well. Indeed, among the remaining stars, you see one with which you are familiar now burns ever brightly. Pursue the path to freedom. It is laid bare before us. Already are the Nightwings summoned back to Mount Elodial. Picture the Rite as a wheel broken free from a black wagon. It is turning uncontrollably and soon shall reach a sudden stop. We should have several chances left for someone to go free, either us or else our adversaries, but not both. What is at stake each time is further complicated now. I must admit, knowing we have so few opportunities remaining, those whom we send back to the Commonwealth, should our plans somehow fail, they may look back upon their exile with fondness. So, returning to the Commonwealth is not inherently a mercy, I don't think. Moreover, there are also those among us whom we count on to prevail in the rites. We need them on the Nightwings just as much as we need them in the Commonwealth. We simply cannot grow our numbers here given the circumstances. And so, who stays, who goes, these choices affect us all. No pressure there, my girl. Now, I don't know about you, but I shall go and take my leave for now. Let us set forth again at daybreak. Okay. Oh, we got some dialogue. Hello, my girl. Tizo and I. We were just reminiscing on old times. Tizo is happy to have Volfred back among the Nightwings once again. Thank you, Tizo. I am happy to be back among the Nightwings as well. Though you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you? Tizo indicates that he understands full well. I trust that Tariq provided some good company and song during the intervening time. Tizo confirms that he did enjoy traveling alongside the lone minstrel for some time. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, sir. Volfred, sir. Volfred laughs warmly at this. No, Tariq, we are well enough for now. Tizo and I, we were just remembering the time when we first met, the three of us. Tizo was rather apprehensive then, as I recall. He was merely being circumspect, I'm sure. Tizo has the sharpest instincts of us all. But the bite he gave to you, sir, it left a permanent impression, did it not? It did indeed. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. It's a good reminder that, despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, I can say the same, sir. Tizo shares the sentiment as well. Volfred turns to you. I should apologize, my girl. Here we are talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as we wax nostalgic. The Nightwings that you know,
We are a strange assortment, are we not? Those of us who share some kinship from the past. I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it. But it should not be to the exclusion of the friendships that we forge right now. So please, won't you join us for a bit? Together, you, Volfred, Tizo, and the Lone Minstrel talk a while about times gone by. The three of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close through shared experiences in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into the group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments that you share together may one day form memories that you think back on with fondness. Soon, the conversation winds down, though it lifted all of your spirits for a while. I have another question for Lovely Shadow King, or even others in chat. I'm curious, like especially for the Minecraft fans, have you played Dragon Quest Builders? And especially Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is a superior game in every measurable respect. That I do feel like that gives me sort of like what I was hoping for in like Minecraft, but with quests and like just sort of the top down. You can go first person sometimes. It's not, I guess you can do it all the time, but it's not usually the best way to build in that game. I just really like that game. Okay, let's head up and see if we can do a Liberation Rite. We should have time. If we book it, if the interactions between Tariq and the Scribes Gate woman aren't too long, we should be able to see how the next chapter rolls out. Once more, we sail above the fall of Solium. The temple to the 8 scribes awaits us at the summit. None have seen the temple, save for those worthy to conduct the rites there, and myself and my counterpart Celeste. You may then wonder whence it came. The cycle of the rites has turned since the beginning of this age. Over its course, whilst waiting for the cycle's return, some exiles thus paid tribute to the 8 scribes. I think the scribes may not have wanted such extravagance, or the carved effigies to them along the way. Yet, it is for the triumvirants to decide how best to honor the rites. They chose to honor them as you see there. How you remember this, of course, whether you even wish to do so, that is yours to decide. The scribes would not want otherwise. Alright, I think that we park somewhere. So, Emperor's Fall. Hedwyn shall gain a favor from the scribes. Well, so Hedwyn, I think we might annoy Hedwyn then. Jodariel shall gain a favor from the scribes. Let's do Jodariel. Oh, wow. Lovely Shadow King hasn't heard of it. Yeah, Lovely Shadow King. I don't know about the first game, but Dragon Quest Builders 2 is definitely on Steam. Check it out. Like, check out some videos or something. I played a bunch of it at one point, although I don't think that was archived. Like, different people like different things about Minecraft. All I can say is that Dragon Quest Builders, it scratches my itch for that style of building, but with a more codified, like, when you design a room this way, it becomes functional for the NPCs, and it's got a storyline and quests, and also, like, a free build area that you can do. It's a super neat game. You make landing upon Mount Elodial, where Volfred pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs at his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I now wear the raiments once again. This means that I myself may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 scribes. Know, however, that it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true that I could be of some benefit to the plan back in the Commonwealth. But I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a surer footing in their path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter, and I wanted you to know I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust that all of us, yourself included, shall find our freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Let's seek the favor. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Jodariel visit the monument of Trieste Tithys here in Emperor's Ascent. You scribes are quite predictable. The others were naive to think our opportunities at freedom were indefinite. So, now we have time to make the most of every chance, is that not so? I fail to see how that is in any way different than before. Soon she is finished paying her respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Trieste Tithys has shown you favor. You shall soon ascend the mountain, though there is time now to pursue your vocations. So Jordario got a +1 quickness. Well, let's see who wants to have a chat. Jordario seems to be fidgeting with her horns. Oh, maybe this is... Who asked? Was it Lovely Shadow King or Harmonious Crow? I think it was Harmonious Crow about her horns. Blast these wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling as to how unwieldy they become with age? I long for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns. They look heavy, they look good, saying nothing. Well, she's not feeling comfortable with them. I can, attempt to empathize that they seem very heavy. You note that her horns do look rather heavy, and express regret that they seem to cause her some discomfort. Your sympathy is noted, but it does not change the fact for the matter here. 10 years or so into my stay within this blasted place, I first felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all heard much of demons in the Commonwealth. Sinners, rightfully exiled, would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horns started to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this indeed was the fate I deserved. She trails off for a while. I know somewhat better now. Anybody among our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate? Difficult to say. A disease of sorts, but not a deadly one. If anything, the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still. Like this, extending thus our sentence into exile. Sometimes I think, if these horns are here to symbolize my sins, then surely they are going to recede, if ever I return. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea, a naive hope which never leaves, despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. She nods wryly and heads out into the afternoon. Okay, so vocations. Forge for resources, study in private. I don't think we can anymore. I think that we've updated. Let me check this, but like we can't do anything, right? Though through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Oh, wait, we can. I didn't even notice this down here. Okay, yeah, give everybody more glory, more damage. I don't know why I didn't see that before. Have you internalized his teachings? Its lack of limits you get yours. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Okay, righteousness. Finish studying. Okay, so since Shay shall gain favor, or Bertrude? Well, Bertrude is of a lower level, so we're more likely to bring her into the rites. Yeah, Dragon Quest Builders is primarily played from like an overhead or sort of like isometric perspective with like a rotational 3D camera. It's so light and fun. It looks great. It's like the story on occasion can go on a bit with its dialogue, but it's not as bad as the first game in that regard. It's just like, I don't know, it's just super neat. En route to the mountaintop, you pass a monument to Luz Glorian, and Bertrude happens to take notice. Ye ancient gods who flit among the stars, grant thy boon on sandalwood, if one is to be granted, for he shall put it to good use. He seems to still believe in ye, at least to some extent. To some extent at least. Thus shall we do the same for now, and honor thy traditions.
Soon she has finished paying her respect. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luz Glorian has shown her favor. Bertrude has gained +2 presence for the next rite. Yeah, last I didn't see the Pokemon Legend of Arceus stream from Lovely Shadow King. Last I had seen was it back to Pokemon Uranium? There was some of that, and then there was some Gale of Darkness, and I thought I saw one other thing after that. Maybe that was Monster Hunter Rise that I was watching. You and your fellow exiles gathered at the foot of the Scribe's Gate, before an archway carved of stone, where stands the Gate Guardian. Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the exile of the Rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the Scribes. The Gate Guardians laughs at this, softly for some reason. And you, Tariq, do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. It is no matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you, come forth and state what it is that you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You pass through as before. When Volfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You, I see you wear the raiment once again. Explain. The cycle of the rites is ending. Well, I do not know exactly why. I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. I remember well the contemporary whom you mean. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I wear the raiments once again, in case it may help to right this wrong. For I am Volfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Volfred's words for a moment. I see, then move along. The Guardian of Scribe's Gate regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Celeste? What is it, Tariq? The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it. I think you would agree. In equal measure, it has drawn us close as separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then no, I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the scribes themselves admonish me until tomorrow night, Celeste. Tariq is done with pomp and circumstance. He's making his move. More Than Amiya says, I just noticed that Volfred looks one of the unified creatures at the end of Dark Crystal. Yeah, good call, actually. Like, not the long nose that either the vulture people or the dinosaur people had, but sort of this downcast face. He does have a mouth, though. I guess it is face... So did they. They did not move their mouths when they talked, and neither does he, so... They share a lot in common. But yeah, now that you mention it, with, like, the tall crown on the top of his head, yeah. Having reached the peak of Mount Elodial again, you see the vastness of the downside all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Pamitha did last time. Okay. I mean, we want to do it, right? But Volfred has something to say. Volfred looks up as you approach and smiles. I never thought I would say such things, my girl, but it is good to wear the raiments and the rites once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we are a very different beast than the triumvirate that took me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a triumvirate of exactly 3. Well, 4 with Tizo, who proved to be an exception. Though historically, the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned my predecessor, Brighton, and my former companions, Orisa and Oralek. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing that our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there's more you wish to learn of them. Okay, so, here's the thing. I would like to do the next rite. We've got about 10 minutes. I'm going to read through this quickly and not in his voice. You inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Volfred first joined the Nightwings. So, not doing the voice. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now. Though, for that matter, my girl, so do you. He studies your reaction for a moment, then... Brighton was born wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and I do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Orisa and Orlek, who found in me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Orlek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me that I would soon hear from him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book, which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Volfred looks at you as if to see you yet take his meaning. You see, my girl, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, and a new responsibility to the Triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time when the stars align, it's his. He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than the Archjustice Androbolus the Ninth himself. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their own triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and raiment simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public paths are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the traditions of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exile such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you'd want to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? So, that's interesting because, among other things, Brighton is accusing somebody on the team of being a traitor. He only knows one person on the team, right? So that seems notable. You ask about Orisa, who you understand betrayed Orlek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my girl. But I suppose you ought to know something of Orisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Orisa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. Such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. She had fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding her father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Orisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Orisa was always intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting to back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the Highwing Remnant a great siege engine that could shatter the defenses of the Commonwealth and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Orlek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think that it was simply evil, nor do I think it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. I don't know, I understand her way more now. She had a quest. It was more important to her. She wanted it more. I get it. For many years, I must admit that I hated her, but now my only hope is that she found a peace untenable. During her relatively short life in the downside in the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Orisa offers some perspective, yet to those who have not yet made the same mistakes. So, Innertooth is voting for me acting for 15 minutes, a bonus layer as Auspicious Angel. Oh my god, Mia, you're so good at this. I cannot tell if it's you or Auspicious Angel. Yeah, Mia can do a super good me impression. Was there something else? So, guys, we are definitely not... just spoilers ahead. We're not going to have time to do the rite. This is exactly what would have stopped us from doing the rite, is this guy deciding to dump out his backstory at our feet. You ask about what Orlek was like when he and Volfred first became acquainted. Volfred remained silent for a time. I was very, very sick, you know, when I first landed in the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Orlek who found me. He could not have known of my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you, a gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as Orlek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart a yearning for an end to all the bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the Highwing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here, he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long, he grew to be one of the finest rites conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in the Triumvirate were later filled by Erisa and me. In time, Orlek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it, so that, with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. Volfred breathed a heavy sigh. He and I were kindred spirits for a while, and I could not bear to think that he was gone. And now, I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan, not by Orlek or anyone. As I have said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Orlek, he wants his freedom still, although I wonder if he still remembers why. Was there something else? No, actually did a good job of chewing up the minutes on the clock. Thanks, Volfred. You bid Volfred a good afternoon and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have yet to go. Okay, so I would like to make sure that it saves, which it just did. Okay, so when we come back for our next episode, it'll be straight into the... Yeah, I don't have cash for anything. I guess this. I could raise the talisman. Yeah. No, I'd rather get the double points, I think. Okay, and it just saved again. So, what we're going to do is exit the campaign, and then we're going to find somebody fun to raid. Hello to Fox McCloud, who says, I remember when people donated and pasted the CBT into the text to play. What is, CBT? Donated and pasted the CBT. Well, Intertooth is saying thanks for the stream. Intertooth should be in bed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn in early myself tonight. I have, an early morning tomorrow. Oh, let me just put that down. Caroluna, Lovely Shadow King, Patikin, and possibly even another. Thank you guys so much for the raids. I really appreciate it. We are not at the end of Pyre. The next episode might be the last. It might be the one after that, but I think we're going to see our numbers dwindle pretty quickly from this point. So I would say 2 episodes would be my best guess, and then we will have completed Pyre. So we're going to have to see how the story goes together. I'm going to go find somebody fun to raid, but I probably will not be hanging out with them because we'll be joining More Than a Mia in her Discord for the most recent episode of Kyber Shards. Until then, you guys, and Mia, thank you so much for doing the shoutouts. And Fox McCloud, I'm so sorry we didn't have more of a chance to hang out with one another. Hopefully, we'll see you again later for like another stream, later in the week. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.